looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Alright, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm opening in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crust and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on the name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm holding your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right, spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along, but sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should, because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, all in your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Man, I got so much for you today. I don't think I'll be able to get to all of it because there's so much to unpack in all of this. So I may have to possibly do something on Sunday earlier on in the day or something, because there's way too much to unpack just in one stream. So bear with me because we'll get there. First of all, interesting turn of events happened over was it Friday? I don't know. Time is a social construct. I can't follow it most of the time. So on Thursday or Friday, I'm not sure which day it was, I got this thing that came in from YouTube, a nice little email saying that I was cyber stalking, harassing. I was like, what in the hell are they talking about? So what it was is a stream I think I did Wednesday or something like that, where I basically showed, Gabe's like felony convictions and all of that. Got a cyber stalking and harassment. And what it was is inside one of those documents, I had not redacted the prior, his victims, Gabe's victims, the ones that actually filed the complaint that got him that felony. So what I did is I went in and I redacted that small section out. I just blurred the whole page. So if you're wondering why it disappeared, that's why it disappeared. That was the stream that I took over to Rumble. So there was just a little section. I mean, it's a public document. It shouldn't have caused any issues, but I got it redacted in there. So it is back up. So if you're wanting to see the proof on Gabriel Weeks, that he is actually a felon and it's not a civil issue. We have that proof back is back up there. which I'm sure just drives the fleas absolutely nuts, because they've been trying to say, well, he's not a felon. It's a civil issue. It's a civil issue. Yeah, we show the proof that it's not. What a way to spend a cold Saturday. Just finished watching last night. Brilliant show. Not catching you live. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I don't know. I don't know the guy personally. I'm just looking at, the behavior. That's all I'm doing. Pulling up court documents, looking at the behavior, and they can't really handle the truth being out there, because you start showing the truth and it just drives them absolutely up the wall. And they want to try to spin it any way they can. It's no different than Volpe's stupid article, well, for his 7, sock accounts that are subbed up to him. I mean, we'll get started on a little bit of this here. And I'm not even going to justify bringing up his article, because there's really no need to, because he gets so many things wrong right off the bat. Hey, how you doing? Maybe not. How you doing? Good to see you. So right off the bat, he puts in this note that says, in the podcast above is a short interview with Michelle Preston about Josh Silverman and the events of September 4th, 2024. I mean, right off the bat, he gets it wrong, because there was nothing there. Josh Silverman had long been gone by the time, September 2024 rolls around. So, he needs to probably proofread his shit, because he's just wrong right there off the bat. And then, of course, right after that, he shows the document, and you notice in this article is he's going to scroll down to in September of 2023. So which one is it? 2024 or 2023? Maybe vet your shit, dumbass. Commence legal proceedings against Hales by filing a petition for injunction for protective against stalking. Now, that would have been in September of 2023, but you have to understand, in September of 2023, Judge was already gone. Judge was already out of this, and this thing was being settled in court. I mean, because here's where Vomit starts out. His claims are that Florida attorney Josh Silverman sold out his client, LMNOP, abandoned her to Hales. Now, she had been preparing for weeks to get a permanent protective order, and Silverman supposedly cased in halfway in a hallway meeting after talking to Shaka, pressuring her to dismiss, and tells the judge they're withdrawing. Judge Davis congratulates them and warns them not to put it on YouTube. This is the claims that Vomit starts out with. Hales later cites her voluntary dismissal in a malicious prosecution suit, and Vomit calls this proof of Hales' evil little polyflop strategy. Now, so Vomit's story is brave victim, evil YouTuber, coward lawyer, mean judge, zero responsibility for the person who actually filed and dismissed the TRO in the first place. Now, he gets just even the basic facts wrong, because LMNOP didn't hire Silverman. Didn't hire Silverscam at all. That was Patty Plumber. That was Patty Plumber that hired Silverman to represent LMNOP. And this happens after her deposition. Okay? So whenever he gets hired on after the deposition to represent LMNOP, and he doesn't get the client right, because Patty Plumber's the one that hired him. I mean, and she face planted in that deposition. It was insane. I mean, we've shown the deposition how bad it is. So, I mean, if he's going to accuse a lawyer of unethical cowardice for selling out his client, step one is knowing who actually retained the client, but he just whiffs that one right out of the gate. And the TRO was LMNOP's mess, and she dismissed that like right off the bat, because she filed the stalking TRO herself. Her TRO got bad enough that Patty had to bring in Silverscam after her deposition. She was trying to bring him in during, but they couldn't get the funds together. LMNOP was the one who ultimately dismisses the TRO anyway. And this reams of proof that she brags about, those still have not, to this date, been produced. All these reams and reams, we've got all this proof. What proof? Because if there was proof, they would have had no problem turning all that information over in the Fed 1 case, the Fed 2 case, the trespass case, any single case that they wanted to bring that crap into, which they could never prove any of this. It was Elemental P's TRO. She's the one who filed it. She's the one whose story fell apart. She's the one who dismissed it. And he's going to, she dismissed it after Judge Grudge was removed. Exactly. And then he gets Judge Grudge's issue wrong too. But we'll get into that in a bit. Now, Silverscam walked into a fire that she lit and gets blamed for not retelling her little fairy tale. Now, we've had, how long now? Fed 1 and 2. All the little streams. She hasn't produced one clean court-tested piece of evidence that matches the stalking order. That's it. She keeps claiming that he's stalking her, but she is yet to provide any proof of this. I mean, and we want to talk about Judge Grudge. I mean, his spin was that Jeremy calls him Judge Grudge. Yeah, because here's the thing. Mark Feather was removed off of that case. Why? Because Lynette contacted the court and said that and I can't remember the exact words, that she accused him of bribing her. And from what I remember of this story, and I'd have to double check with Jeremy, but I'm pretty sure what I remember of this story is that Mark Feather withdrew himself and referred over to Randy Shockett because he felt that he was doing more harm than good, because Judge Grudge why he got the name Judge Grudge is he had an issue with Mark Feather, that with cases that had nothing to do with this one. He already had issues with Mark Feather, and that was just another nail in the coffin. He was just like offered her money to drop the case. That's not what happened, Elfie. He didn't offer her any money to drop the case. That's not correct. Mark Feather didn't offer her any money to drop the case. Now, that's what she said. That's what she said. But there's never been any proof of this. Like all these kinds of things that they claim that they have receipts on, there's none of it. Now, Judge Thomas's wrote an order denying recusal, and he gave reasons. And of course, if that's true, there's none of that, because that's what he's claiming here. He's saying that Thomas's writes an order recusing and gives reasons. Vollman implies there was enough to force him off the case, as if YouTube mocking plus that order got him bounced. That's not what got him bounced. It was the appeals court that got his ass bounced. They're the ones that came in and ruled on it. He was removed because of his own bullshit, and not because Jeremy made any memes about it. He crossed the lines in that order. He was giving legal advice, showing bias towards Mark Feather, and a whole bunch more other reasons. And I mean, the court's reasons are right there on the record. If Vollman had ever even bothered to read what was going on in this. He didn't get yanked because Jeremy gave him a nickname. He got yanked because of his bias and bad judgment, and writing, and a higher court had to fix it. But of course, Vollman's version is YouTube bullied the judge off a case, and the recorded version of it is the judge wrote himself into a recusal, and he can't be on any case where Lynette is in there or Jeremy is in there. I mean, well, he can, but they have good reason to have him removed from any one of those cases. I mean, his posture on this is Elemental P that showed up ready for a permanent protective order, and Silverman is supposed to unleash his all-powerful evidence. But the problem was there was no evidence. That's fine. Silverman was supposed to unleash all of this, and the case under Judge Davis was effectively show cause why the TRO shouldn't blow up on Elemental P. Her own deposition had already gone badly enough that Patty felt the need to hire counsel after that crap went to shit. The real risk that was Elemental P's TRO was going to get shredded, not crowned and victorious. Volman tells us this is the day the brave victim finally gets justice, but the truth is more like the day the court is ready to ask why the TRO shouldn't be tossed and whether the filer has some serious issues. I mean, if you've got this slam dunk case, you're welcome to bring, a new lawyer in after your deposition, bring in one before you even open your mouth. And Patty was trying to buy a triage, not a victory parade. What the Judge Davis actually said also in this was, don't come back to court with this same BS. I don't want to see this back in my courtroom again. It wasn't that he didn't say you couldn't talk about it on YouTube. Now, he said that those private conversations couldn't be held on YouTube, but he never placed any order, because one thing you'll never see is the fact that the judge congratulated the parties. He warned them not to put that he didn't want to see this anymore. And he's saying that Hales ignored the warnings, started posting content. And there is a recording of this that it's out there somewhere. I sent somebody a message and they said that they couldn't find it by the time I've gone live. I know that there will be other people talking about this article, and they may actually have that particular court case where it shows them being in the courtroom and deciding that they needed to have a conversation outside of the court, off the record. That was between Silverman and I believe Shockett was in at that time. So they went and had a conversation. From what I understand, is Silverman came back in, had a brief conversation with his client, and his client decided that they didn't want to move forward. She, at any point in time, she could have said, no, I want this to move forward. I want it to absolutely continue. Like, I think I have enough proof that Jeremy's this all horrible stalker. And she didn't. And more than likely, under his recommendation, she was smart enough to walk away with just a slap on the wrist. Yeah, he didn't want to see the settlement conference on the YouTube. Exactly. Not that they couldn't talk about it, but the settlement conference is something that they keep in private. I mean, that's just standard protocol. They're not going to show a settlement conference because, things, you could end up having a biased, outcome if that's the case. Anything that's on the record should be shown. Yeah, Megan showed it about a month or so ago. LP said she wasn't. Hey, how you doing? Good to see everyone. Feather only showed up for one hearing as counsel. I believe it was more than that, Denise. I could be wrong on that. And I mean, you can go back, and I believe Larry or even Megan may have all of those hearings where she was there. I think you're right. Feather showed up for one hearing as counsel, and then he was gone after that. I think you're right on that. The only thing LP had was a huge backpack filled with who knows what, and a recording of Jeremy singing a Turtle Lady song. Yeah. Now, Judge Davis made it clear he did not want to see them back in court over all this BS, because there was a sit down that happened in the courthouse, and the judge was present whenever this happened. And he said, go ahead and do your little settlement conference. Come back in and let me know what you want to do, if you want to continue on with this case or if you want to settle. Because his main concern was no recording in that settlement conference. Completely normal. So we're getting there, because like I said, there's a lot to unload, because this hallway ultimatum, it's just pure drama. That's all it is. Because what Volman is saying is that Silverman and Shockett stepped in the hallway. Silverman returns, says the judge is coming in a few seconds, tells Element of Peace she had to dismiss immediately. Judge walks in, Silverman announces dismissal, and it's done. But see, here's the thing, that there was an actual sit-down conference. The hallway talk was just part of a longer negotiation, not just some instant ambush. The judge's position was, work it out, don't come back, and don't turn this into another YouTube shit show. I mean, he's trying to compress a whole sit down of this settlement conference into some single hallway quote because it looks better on Substack. And that's not reporting. That's just bullshit. I mean, if you want to keep the full context of it, the judge was already there. The judge was already calling it bullshit. He was already saying, don't come back. And Silverman's advice just looks like what a damn good attorney would do, making the best recommendation to their client. At any point in time, she could have continued on with the TRO hearing. But I think Silverman was just like, it looks like you're losing here. I mean, they're trying to claim that he's a coward. Because what they're saying is he was reticent to take decisive action and unethical. And what he actually did is he walked into a case that he didn't even start after a crappy deposition that Lynette just lost her shit on. The show cause was just weak posture. It was fallout risk. I mean, he can advise a voluntary dismissal, but it doesn't matter until that resolution's put on the record. And you've got Bruce that's reaching out to him, and he basically just told Bruce, like, fuck off. Like, go pull the court transcripts if you got questions about it. Like, I don't have time for your crap. Volma never gets his facts straight. That's because he doesn't do any research. He's just a puppet for Bruce. Bruce has got his hand so far up Volma's ass that he can feel his fucking teeth. I mean, calling a lawyer who pulled the plug on a crappy case, dismissing a losing TRO in open court is about as decisive as it gets. I mean, if Silverman thought he'd done something shady, he wouldn't be calling BB and saying, hey, here's what we agreed to. The transcripts are right there. Because that email isn't an email of a guilty man. It's an email of a guy who knows that the record is on his side, that he did absolutely everything that he possibly could, given the circumstances of how bad she screwed it up. I mean, his role is some Monday morning quarterback, and he's not a master strategist. Like his strategy, he's saying that BBB is being, sending an email to Silverman, pleading him to zealously represent his client. But what he's really showing is that BBB wasn't a record of counsel in that TRO. He wasn't at the hearing running the show. He was relying on LMNOP's version and scolding the lawyer who actually had to stand in front of Judge Davis. So he's basically trying to present BBB as some fearless protector. His own article is just showing him that the guy is yelling at the cheap seats after the fact with no real grasp of anything that happened in the court whatsoever. But that's not uncommon for BBB. That's what he does. He's just a shit stirrer. So if he's so confident that Silverman did any wrong, what he can do exactly what Silverman told him to do: pull the transcripts. The fact that they'd rather write these blog posts and do fundraisers than show the full record just tells you everything about their posturing. I mean, this voluntary dismissal, malicious prosecution, normal but not super evil. Because he's trying to say that Silverman didn't get a release, LMNOP dismissed, Hales used that dismissal as malicious prosecution case, therefore proof of their polyflop bullshit. The reality of it was a voluntary dismissal. It's standard. It often gets used as terminate in the plaintiff's favor element in malicious prosecution claims. A release is negotiated, not automatic. Shockett had no obligation to give LMNOP a free pass from future litigation. Choosing a dismissal over a likely ugly loss is a strategic call, not evidence of moral collapse. I mean, because Volman is taking this basic civil procedure and trying to sell it as some bespoke Hales, super villain scheme. Blame Jeremy again. You use voluntary dismissal as this, and that he doesn't realize that this is exactly how it works. I mean, if he doesn't like the fact that LMNOP's dismissal opened that door, the beef is with the decision to file a weak TRO in the first place, not the lawyer who walked her away from the worst outcome that she could have possibly had. So, I mean, who's actually using this for content? It's the Anti-Hales group that's using it for content, because they file TROs, they run them in the ground, they dismiss them, then sell the aftermath as martyrdom. BBB and involvement just spin this shit into months of delay in federal court, endless victim content, donation drives that help fight the stalker campaigns. I mean, Hale's reality is that he uses his channel to post the documents, to show the timelines, to break down the evidence, to show you and debunk every single bit of this. Yeah, Ullman, yes, headache, not so bad a day. Hales is bringing in the receipts, and anybody that's been following this is bringing in the receipts, because his talking points, Volman is saying that Hales creates litigation for content. Meanwhile, it's LMNOP and BBB that have turned one TRO she dismissed into 5 extra months of delay, 3 victim arcs, and a fundraising pipeline. There's only one side in this mess that's actually stapled receipts to their claims in court. It's not the people that are screaming this polyflop crap and throwing shit up on Substack. So, I mean, the reality behind Volman's Florida attorney unethical cowardice bullshit is that a hired lawyer by Patty Plummer to clean up a mess, a TRO filer who dismissed her own case, and a judge who called it bullshit and didn't want them back, and a blogger who turned Michelle told me into gospel. Because that's all it's been, is Michelle's word. So he has a sit down with her, and like she's going to tell the truth, as she's ever done before. Thank you so much, Rockstone. Remember, for 6 months, lurking at work with Shizzy, Spotify playing. Awesome. Love it. I mean, here's the thing. This is nothing more than just a bunch of garbage that was written by a substandard journalist that can't even get his facts right. Because he keeps putting in here that it was September 4th, 2024. Michelle Preston had been preparing for weeks. It's September of 2024. I mean, I can pull up the documents on that. September 2024. Oh my God, it was such a freaking mess. Let's see what was happening in September of 2024. Again, he can't seem to get his dates right because, well, hell, you can look that there was a memorandum opposition to Crook's bullshit. Let's see. Let's look at September. Well, hell, I'm not even in September, and it looks like the judge was already denying things. Isn't that great? I mean, here. Let's look at September of 2024, shall we? How about we do that? We'll remove that, and we will pull up September of 2024. What was happening in September of 2024? Well, have we got some information for you here? Let's see what was happening in September of 2024. This is going to be an interesting one right here. Right here, September of 2024, United States District Court, Northern District of Florida, Gainesville Division is what it should say. There's a motion for leave to take deposition of plaintiff. Yeah, you see, September 14th, 2024. That's what was happening. At this point in time, Deuce was already writing pleadings. He was already writing pleadings for Preston and for Cook. So, I mean, that tells you all that you need to know. So Silverman fought hard and sneaky at times on behalf of LP. He did a great job. I mean, I don't know anything about him personally. I mean, if he did a great job, excellent. I'm just saying that he did what he was supposed to be doing as an attorney. Preston never prepares for anything, and definitely not for weeks. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think she's prepared for anything. Preston initially pursued a TRO pro se, but eventually she got an attorney, Silverman. And his claim is that Silverman failed to zealously represent Preston. Yeah, that's not at all what happened. Because I'll pull this part up. I actually have it on a different screen. Because Silverman tried to defend himself in email to Matskin. I don't see this as trying to defend himself. I'll actually pull this document up and zoom in on it here. It says, as part of the agreement for dismissal of Miss Preston's injunction petition, Mr. Hales abandoned all matters pending in the case as of September 4th, 2024, but that would have been incorrect. I should have said September 2023. This includes all 57.105 motions then pending, all claims for fees and costs. Mr. Hales cannot now refile or re-raise any claims pursuant to insurance company. What? This is all on the record, a record which could be yours for the very reasonable price of $35 paid to the 8th Judicial Circuit Court of Reporting Department. You can find that information on how to request and pay for a record of the proceedings here. And that's what he sent him. That's all that he sent. He just told him this is where you can find it. But of course, the dates are incorrect on it. But he does give him the information. No, 2024 is correct. 2024, this is what was happening in 2024 right here. That would have been 2023. That's whenever the case ended, was 2024. Wasn't it? Like at the very beginning of 2024, it was done? Because this right here is what was happening as them being defendants in another case. So you're saying that this case was already happening whenever it ended, whenever the TRO ended? I mean, somebody else could tell me. They might have the actual information on this. But from what I'm seeing, that this case ended in 2023. And I'm pretty sure that that's whenever this ended. Yeah, the TRO ended in 2023. September of 2023, because the next case was brought in May of 2024. Like I said, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Fed was, she dropped her TPO after the Fed one was filed. That can't be right. Because I'm pretty sure that it was dropped before then. Because I have Larry talking about this over quite some time ago. I'm pretty sure that I'm right on that. I could be wrong. No, 2024 had to DQ drag judge first in. That was 2024. Okay. But I don't think she ended it in September of 20. I think she ended it in September of 2024, wasn't it? Like the case was done and over with by then. I thought it was September, it couldn't have been September of 2024. No, I think you're wrong. I think it was 2023 that it was dropped, because March of 2024 is whenever it came back in. Oh. I could have my timelines wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I don't know. We'll figure that out here shortly. I'm a little bit late. I'm always a little bit late and half stupid. All right, let me pull this up real quick and drop that out of there real quick. I'll pull this one up because this might give a little bit more context. Share screen, and we're going to pull this one up here. And so this here is Larry talking about this particular case, and it's a long stream, so we're going to skip through quite a bit right here. So here we go.
Cannon is like literally this big, and she's like, he's pointing a cannon at my home, and I'm like, lady, you need to get a life. That was the only thing that really 2023, right?
Oh.
Look at this page. This is page 1.
August of 2023.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 17 pages of her initial 50-page petition. 17. What is that? That's exactly 1/3, isn't it? Yeah, it's exactly 1/3. So 1/3 of her entire petition, she's like, I don't believe in myself. No signature, no date. I'm not authenticating this.
Let's
I don't
see if
believe in
I've
this.
got an
This is her
actual
stuff.
date
You
here.
can't make this stuff up. This is her submission. This is the original with the redactions. So
Yeah.
17 pages. There it is at the bottom. 17 pages. I could have just looked down. Oops. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Just scrolling down the page, Larry. Sometimes all you have to do is scroll down the page. But anyway,
Hello
we
from
counted.
Scotland.
Now we have double the proof. It says 17 at the bottom for this portion of her petition, and we counted together. We know it's 17 pages. Okay. Additional video evidence.
So this is what she's trying to bring up. All of her evidence right here. This is from her original piece right here.
Additional video evidence. Let's see what she's got to say in this initial. We have about 10 pages left of this, and then we're going to go to the supplemental that was filed on December the 4th. Again, shout out to you, girlfriend.
December 24th.
Chandler, love you, babe. She's been working very diligently on this, and she's got tons of other stuff to do. And I just like, buckle up, mugs coming up soon. So, it's this weird, unruly judge who is violating the Constitution. I like my Constitution, so screw these judges. Jeremy, number 2. Jeremy gives his YouTube followers the birth dates of Lynette and John. Also, he gives out the information of their property in Otter Creek. Ooh, scary. The birthdays are being disseminated. Preston, that's it. All the names.
That's what I thought.
We got
the first part of October 2023.
Okay, date of birth redacted. John Michael Crook, man, I wish there was in there. I really wish there was an R in there. All right. Date of birth redacted. The address for the property listed on both of the drivers of both of the subject's driver's licenses was redacted. The property appraiser had the address as redacted. They owned redacted acres of property. Jeremy admits, number 3, that he has sent things that Lynette has posted to Fish and Wildlife to, quote unquote, follow up on the previous complaint. Despite the fact that she still has time on the 90-day deadline to complete the tasks given to her by the officer, Jeremy said that they were going to send photos and other things, saying that there would be more action with law enforcement, quote unquote, because he is making sure of it. Quote, you either get rid of some of them or get rid of all of them because you're not taking care of it. There's going to be few
There
future
we go. August of 2023.
law enforcement action. So we already know there's going to be future law enforcement action because even though we didn't make this report, we have sent the follow-up of she's posted this picture, she's posted this, we posted this. So there's been a follow-up. And then we sent in regards to this Turtle Sanctuary, there will be more action in this law enforcement. And then number 2, Hurricane Idalia headed for corrupt town. August 29th, 2023. There's the video link. Number 1. Jeremy says, if the people of Otter Creek did the right thing, quote unquote, that they would go to Lynette's property and, quote, release every animal right now, unquote. That's probably a true statement based on everything we've learned. Because she was not home and is in the hospital during the hurricane. Okay, so if you run a sanctuary, hold on a second. Did she just call herself out? Folks, if you run a sanctuary of endangered animals or non-endangered animals, and you know that there's a hurricane coming, would you not have your employees protect? Like, I'm going to be in the hospital. Can you please take care? A hurricane's coming. We need to protect our animals. And she just admitted, no, I was in the hospital, so I could not protect them. What about John? What about all their other employees? She's not the only one taking care of the sanctuary, right? She literally just admitted to neglecting her own tortoises in her own petition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a smart move. Not a smart move at all, Lynette. You literally forget the whole pot calling the kettle black. You just literally admitted she was not home and she was in the hospital, so she was not able to take care of the tortoises.
Oh, yeah. She always calls herself out.
That makes me very, very upset. Because tortoises are animals, and animals need to be taken care of. And if you are irresponsible to where you cannot take care of these animals, then either give them to somebody else or don't have them. Like,
he's not wrong.
crime, lady. And if, because that she brags about, but she still collects Social Security disability checks. Well, Candace, we agree with you. We honestly believe, and it is our belief, that she's continuing to abuse and use the system in any way she possibly can. We also know that she has posted pictures of her drug test, and we've said this before. We're going to say it again.
Damn.
It tested positive for opioids. And something else, I still have to look it up. Okay, so we know for sure she has got prescribed opioids as well, just like you do. Now, how do you get around doing all these things and bragging about it and holding 3-year-old, at the time, I guess the daughter was 3, and standing for hours on end and doing all those things that you do when I'm talking about standing for hours on and count all, she's cowering over in the corner by the door to run out as fast as possible, standing like this for hours on end with her phone going off because Shark keeps messaging her, and then she's yelling at her phone to tell Shark to stop. She's screwing up my phone. I mean, it's ridiculous of it all. How does this all, and still collect Social Security disability? How, honestly, I think that's something the fans should contact the appropriate authorities. And Jennifer wants to know from you, are you afraid? Absolutely. Even up here in Ohio, I still fear for my life, more so when we go back down to Florida, driving past their property. I have to fear for my life because they do have a small handful of supporters that we don't know what we don't know what they're going to do when we're out, and people are looking for us. I don't know what they're thinking, if they're a What the Hales fan, if they're a What the Hales hater. I fear for my life every day because of those two. Jeremy interjects. And let's be clear, birds of a feather flock together. Number 4, Jeremy says that the town will soon act on removing Lynette and her family. Jeremy says that there is so much in the works and something will and is going to happen, quote unquote, insinuating that he know that the new mayor and vice mayor is going to act against Lynette and her family on his behalf. Oh my God, this is so.
Yeah, this is her proof.
Oh, Lynette, what are you doing? Scott wants to know, can the state come in and remove them for having a sanctuary in the town? I'm going to confirm or deny
I'm skipping over a lot of this because there's a lot in here, and I'm not going to show all of this today.
And now that she is acknowledging, she definitely has moles.
There's so many different lies she can't.
Well, my Instagram got hacked.
Right.
All right, George, do the moles communicate with Lynette through Instagram or Facebook? They're owned by the same company, Meta, but whatever. From what I can tell and from what I've observed, the moles all communicate with her through Facebook, okay? And Lynette communicates with them through Facebook. Her Instagram account has absolutely nothing to do with any of the moles. Her Instagram account was public at one point in time, and then we called Child Protective Services on her and told her of all the outlandish things she's posting on social media. That's when she changed the settings from public to private.
Ah, yes. The old dirty delete where, oh, no, I don't want you seeing that anymore. Oh, that's going to get us in trouble. That's no sanctuary, nor is it a rescue. The 501c3 is no longer. Where are the medical records, daily charts of the care, feedings, etc.? I call BS. Well, you can call BS all day long. It doesn't change the fact of what she's put out there in the world and trying to say that these things are happening. I've got 600 of you wonderful people in here, 605 of you wonderful people in here. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and that way you can actually comment if you want to. You know, like I said, and if you feel like doing like Jill did right here with a super sticker with a 5-spot, thank you so much, Jill. You're more than welcome to. It goes a long way to keeping this channel up and running. It keeps me being able to spend time with you guys and do all of this crazy stuff. Show all of the crazy, because there is a lot of crazy out there. So I do thank you very much for that super sticker, Jill. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Let me see. There's Jeremy, and I'm going to see if they're, because I'm pretty sure throughout all of this, this is some of the stuff that he put up for his pieces.
If you use a futon frame as a gate, you might be a turtle dump.
That's pretty
funny.
Make
sure to wipe your feet on the mat in front of the gate. They like to keep things clean around here. That's it for this one. Okay, let's go to the next one.
All right. Let's see if we got a date on this one right here.
So,
Wow.
this is the
Oh, congratulations. Oh, we got
and third
5 new members in here. My gosh, thank you. Maybe not for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's show a little bit of love to them. And here we go.
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh, yes. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. 'Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of dross. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balderdash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Oh, yes. And as you can see, this one right here is 2023. And this is October of 2023, supplemental and affidavit support of a petition for injunction for protection against stalking. This is the document. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, with another super sticker. MJ, how you doing? Showing up over here with a super sticker. So good to see you, Melissa. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Man, had a good time hanging out with MJ last night. She didn't give us any side boob, but well, you can only hope that lightning strikes once, and you get to enjoy that. Thank you so much, MJ. I appreciate you. Oh,
Look at this. Levy County, Florida, Lynette MLA Preston, case number
MLA,
October 30th, 2023. So it's almost 2 months. Jeremy Hales, supplemental. This is the supplemental affidavit in support of petition for injunction for protection against stalking. She checked stalking. There's some boxes here: domestic violence, no; repeat violence, no; dating violence, no; sexual violence, no; stalking. Oh, and by the way, at the end of that last petition that we finished, 50 pages worth, at the very end, there was another potential avenue for her to have a date and signature, and both of those were absent. I don't know if you caught that. I completely forgot.
Maybe.
So she didn't sign that one either. There was not even a signature page. Really weird. Really, really weird stuff going on here. Okay. I, full legal name, Lynette MLA Preston, being sworn certified that the following statements are true. Please complete all paragraphs that relate to your case. On date is left blank, so we don't know when it happened. Place and address redacted.
Okay, Max, I'll check that out.
Respondent said or did the following things that hurt me or a member of my immediate family and made me afraid for my or my family members' safety. She writes, see all evidence and attached statement. All of this is happening now for over a year and is daily, including I can't read that word. Harling.
I don't know.
On followed and pasting where we are all have been online, posting where we all have been online, and his followers, Jeremy and Redacted, are creating hate. It's happening. Oh, it's happening. Including having no.
I'll check it out,
I'm
Max.
sorry.
Thanks.
Including having us followed and posting where we are or have been. Thank you. And Jeremy's posting this online to his followers. Jeremy and Redacted are creating hate crimes and telling 600,000 people we're doing what we're doing to him, and we are not. Oh, to him and Redacted, and we are not. I want to take a polygraph. What? I want to take a polygraph so I can prove we are.
I am not doing anything to him.
I want to take a polygraph for affirming that is perjury. So if we catch her on perjury charges,
oh,
here we go.
Right
signature, there. Printed name, Address redacted, phone number redacted, email address redacted. Levy County,
10/30,
Florida.
2023.
Affirmed. There's the clerk of court sealed, the notary, excuse me. I mean, let's see what she's got. Dear Judge.
Oh, this is more proof that she writes out the judges. This woman in her it's more polyflops than it is polygraphs. I mean, they wanted to make something out of it, but now it looks like it's just another polyflop. Tom Gillis says, "Hey Angie, Angie. Tom Gillis. If you haven't checked out Tom Gillis, he is a golf pro that will teach you to get your swing better. If you haven't checked him out, go show him some love. He's good people, really good people." Oh my God. That says, "Dear Judge, I'm writing and entering this supplemental report to ask, please give me an ex parte temporary order of protection while we wait to get a court date to make it permanent against Jeremy Hales and I believe that's George, have escalated the stalking and cyber stalking and abuse to a level that is terrifying to myself and my family. They've created a false Facebook page or post to look like my Facebook page, and on that they've been writing hate messages." I don't know anything about that. "Making it look like I am doing it. They are inciting a riot to their followers. These followers are now threatening under their guide to do harm to my family. They are threatening to Baker Act John and I and take us away in handcuffs so that my child can be taken. They have created false posts that they are sending to the judge in Ohio, trying to get that judge to give us that no contact order that we do not deserve, and are saying we have already violated it by sending these fake messages to other people that are now sharing them with them. Again, we have not spoken to anyone online or otherwise about them, yet they have." In the post, Hales says that I have called him a fat boy and his girlfriend a sand, and Your Honor, he is the one who has created it, not me. This message is now along with an entire created post or message I have never made or said. He's making up his own stories now because I followed the advice of Deputy Totag, maybe it's Totag, and took down my private group so his moles could no longer steal my content and change it to fit their hate and anger. Okay. Your Honor, I'm absolutely terrified for my family, for my child. His friend, this Tat Greaves, had made a video of my baby daughter. And in the video, which was a cultist video, okay, let me go back just a little bit. It was a cultist video. Here we go. Very satanic. They made the statement right on screen, which I have sent you were coming to take away. Ha ha. It's Your Honor, disgraceful, disgusting, using my child, which he is obviously obsessed with. And here she goes with more bullshit. Take away, stalk us and wants to hurt us, and using pictures of her diaper area and insinuating false lies to the community. Then I'm throwing dirty diapers all over the community, which were proven not to even be ours at all. These fake posts that they're creating and putting out to their followers, it has grown onto something that is making it look like we are trying to make a conspiracy to hurt him and his wife, and we are not. He is making these people literally believe it with false posting that he is making. I could only photocopy one page of it, and because the rest would not come through, he did not, knowing that I would be able to screenshot it. That is why he did the blue with white writing. God, this run-on sentence crap has got to stop. She's a crazy liar. Yeah, this is the thing. Every single bit of craziness that we've been seeing has been coming out of people that aren't even associated with Hales. Like a lot of this, these are independent actors acting on their own and doing crazy stuff. This is one of the reasons why Jeremy said, let us handle this kind of crap. We already have attorneys that are handling all of these issues. We're going through the court system and handling it the legal way. Nothing in any of this prevents Jeremy from being able to talk about what is going on in his case. If people are acting on their own, which anybody that's on YouTube highly discourages bad behavior. Like going after these people, calling CPS, unless you actually are there and see something bad happening, then of course you would want to make those kinds of calls. But almost everybody said, let Jeremy handle what he's handling. Let him do what he's doing. He's got an attorney right there that he can contact. If his attorney feels that he's doing something out of line, his attorney is probably going to pull him back on this and say, hey, I don't want you talking about that anymore, or don't say that, because that can be misconstrued one way or the other. That's what you hire an attorney for. Something they clearly have been able to understand. Very clearly have been able to understand. I haven't been able to understand this. Oh, yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, that's Max Labs channel right there. I haven't seen this much bullshit since I took a tour of the fertilizer factory. I know. It's crazy. So Tom, can you teach me about golf and how the blue thingy works and the hat trick? I'm sure he can. I'm sure Tom could teach you all kinds of things. In my opinion, one of her personalities are creating these posts. I believe she has multiple personalities. I don't know. Polygraph is not admissible in a court of law because they can be easily bypassed, and yeah, those are for like criminal cases. Now, a civil case, I don't know. I mean, you might be able to present it as evidence that you're willing to do X, Y, or Z, but I don't see how it helps her case whatsoever. Hazel, how you doing? This is as bad as her tearful performance in one of her court dates with Grudge. Yeah, and we're probably going to go over those. I think probably tomorrow. I think I want to pull some of those up and go over those tomorrow. This is sort of showing you what was actually happening in this case at the time that Volman is trying to show that, oh, there was all these horrible things going on. That's absolutely my specialty. Good. What is that? Good after Shizzy XXOO. Good to see you, Kippy. And yes, Tom can help you out with that, Angie. He is absolutely one of the best. Multiple, I don't think there's a number high enough to count them. Indefinite, it's almost hard to use with her. Yeah. Saying that he is making these people believe all kinds of crap. I've never gotten money from any woman in a battered woman shelter. I've never been to one. I'm not getting big cats, and the governor is not giving us a grant. Not one word that he has posted in that fake post is not real, one thing, but that is cyber stalking. That is what cyberbullying and stalking is. If the cyberbullying and stalking law wasn't written for me, I don't know who it was written for. Sweetheart. Who is she suing? Silverman? Oh, no, that's probably, I would imagine that's what they're working up to, Sue, is to go after, they're trying to make Silverman look like, and I'll drop this here for a second. So what they're trying to make Silverman look like, and it's really important to understand this. Oops, sorry about that. I meant to do this. What they're trying to do is make Silverman look like he did something absolutely wrong. Okay. These are things that she created. Okay. She created the first initial problem by harassing them. They filed they got a restraining order for her. They filed for a TRO in Ohio, and they managed to get a full-on TRO, and the TRO is still good. I mean, it's been re-upped from what my understanding is. That TRO is still in place, which means that they can't have third-party communication. They can't harass. They can't stalk anymore. If they do, then they run into all kinds of problems. Now, you have to understand the issue with this is right now, currently, because of Owens not doing his job and spreading a whole bunch of crap out there and allowing this to happen. And this is why that Jeremy is suing him as an individual, because he did these things individually. If they read the actual pleading, that they would understand that. And I did glance at the TRO. Now, Owens could have at any point in time followed the Ohio restraining order. Okay. They're mandated federally to do that. Now, he on his own decided to reach out to the sheriff's department and tell them not to abide by that, which can cause a lot more problems, which is why this thing has gone as far as it has and continues to go on. Instead of getting this handled like they were supposed to, they just basically pass the buck along. And now they're looking at a lawsuit. Will they win? I don't know. I mean, I'm not an attorney. I don't have a crystal ball on this. I would say that it's going to be an uphill climb on it. I mean, I think that they honestly have a pretty good case against Owen, but whether that happens or not, that's just remains to be seen. But their narrative is saying their narrative is trying to turn Silverman into this bad guy that didn't do his job as an attorney. Now, this isn't the first one that they're going to go after, because they're going to go after another attorney, and you know it's going to happen eventually. They're going to start going after potentially criminal, Sean, that represented them up in Ohio. Now, I don't know Sean personally. I think I've maybe been on one, maybe two streams with him. Never had any meaningful conversations with him. But as far as I can tell, he seemed to be a pretty, upfront, straightforward attorney. I honestly, I don't know much about him. And it seems like they're trying to, Dan Owens' case is in federal court, just Owens against, that's right. Dan Owens' case is in federal government, just Owens against Jeremy Hales. Oh, is there another one? Because I'm pretty sure it's not just against Jeremy. Unless, did Dan Owens file one against Jeremy? I'm just curious. Is Dan Owens suing Jeremy? Because I'm pretty sure it's Jeremy that's suing Dan Owens on his individual capacity. And I could be wrong on that. I may have missed something new, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. No, he's filing for dismissal of Jeremy's case. Well, that's just, so it's not a new lawsuit. It's the same one, right? I'm pretty sure that I got those documents already. Like I said, crazy stuff. Now, at any point in time, Lynette could have dropped this TRO, or she could have gone through with it, but she decided not to. And one of the reasons I believe that she decided not to, because if you're telling me that in September that she was still in court with Silverman as her attorney, if what you're saying is true, and I'm taking your word for this. If you're saying that she was still in court with Silverman as her attorney, and this other lawsuit was going on, that means that Bruce was already writing things for her behind the scenes in September of 2024. Because it wasn't Silverman writing these. I can guarantee you on that, because the way that things are being written. Jeremy advertised $500,000 time to grill in March of 2023. It was advertised for 2 months. Yeah. No animal rights, no sites on Elemental P bankruptcy files. They sacrificed them all with their witches coven at the hostel of stupidity. Angry bearded French lurker. That's funny. Jeremy has been done so dirty it's not funny. I agree, Jeremy. I absolutely agree. He's been done really dirty. That's everybody's first response to have the case dismissed, and especially with the sovereign system moving. They're always asking, dozen times dismiss this case. Yeah, it's a big move on that kind of thing, and they're not going to get a case dismissal without reason. See. Just because you don't like the case doesn't mean that the dismissal goes away. Done driving. Now I can say hi. Well, excellent. Glad you're done driving. The Ohio order was put in place November of 2023. Dan Owens' document is on my channel, everyone. 5-minute video. Well, thank you, Max. I appreciate it. That's what Fleas and Lips have claimed. Yeah, Fleas and Lips are always complaining about shit. They're claiming shit that's not true. You have to understand, every time that these people try to try to claim something they've not done the research on. And I like I said, I could be absolutely wrong on the dates, but I'm pretty sure that in 2023, this case was over. And then in 2024 is whenever Jeremy brought his case up. I haven't seen anything to the contrary yet. Like her TRO was that whole case was done in 2023 because it started in 2022. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I'm looking. Let me see if I've got anything here. Let's see. I'm looking at John Crook, block me. Let's see. These are just more bullshit. And it says Mr. Hales stopped in front of Preston Cook's property. Mr. Cook did take a gun out of his pocket and then stumbled, which caused him to raise the gun briefly back up and down again. Never threatened Mr. Hales with a gun. And that came from someone named Angela that put that in there. Someone says that they're writing on behalf of Preston. I do not think a restraining protective order is necessary. Lynette already avoids him by her own choice. She does not call him and blah, 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 blah. Mr. Hale stopped in front of Preston Cook. Oh, that was Angela that was writing on behalf of Lynette Preston. I don't think it was you, Angie, but it was a different Angela. She's claiming that Hales is a tyrant, autocrat, oppressor, bully, tormentor, intimidator, and does all this to innocent people so that he can have content for his videos on YouTube because that's how he makes his living, stir off of hurting others in the name of entertainment. See, this is a narrative they've been trying to put out there. Oh, my baby daughter's 3-year-old seems to be the prize in his mind. I have been slandered. All my married names have been released to his fans. That's because they're public court documents. You are a public figure. We can talk about those. Hey, Tizzy to Bounce. Good to see you, Tizzy to Bounce. Man, oh man. I think she got pissed when he said no to the donation box. And she still had a free $50 ticket to the event, but that wasn't enough. She wanted to raise money off of the hard work of somebody else. I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking to put up a donation box. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but you can't get angry at whenever somebody denies you that and they say, no, that's not why we're here. We're not doing a fundraiser for you. If you want to talk to people and tell them where you're located at and have them come by and check out your turtle rescue, go for it. But to sit there and expect that my event is going to be a fundraiser for you, that's not how it works. That's not how life works whatsoever. If you don't like it, tough shit. It's not my job to give you what you want. Let's see. She talks about that. Like I said, I'm just looking for a date whenever this was over. But I'm pretty sure that it was not. Can we please stop messaging admin and moms, blah, blah, blah. And these are blocked for arguing. Yeah, these are the kinds of things that she puts in here. Rozilla's good to see you, Tizzy. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Jeremy paid for the event by himself. Right. That's absolutely right. Jeremy paid for his event by himself, and gave out tickets to it. They could just follow the smell. Yeah. That's true. Angie, always Angie. LP had an order in Otter Creek because of Judge Grudge. Yeah. That's absolutely correct. So Judge Grudge put in a TRO. And I was looking for the actual court hearing because this is the court hearing that and I'm sort of doing this on short notice because I was pretty busy yesterday, but from what I remember of that hearing, I might have seen it on Megan's, might have seen it on Larry's. That's one of the things that I saw here. And I was like, oh crap, I totally forgot about this. That Larry was covering quite a bit of this also. And this is really what angered Bruce off quite a bit, because he's got issues that Larry was giving, his opinion on all of this, which was destroying their narrative. You have to remember, every time their narratives are getting destroyed, they do something shadier and more retaliatory, and they go after channels. They try to strike them. They try to dox people. They've already gone after Megan, Tug, Jeremy. They've gone after anybody they possibly can whenever they start bringing this stuff up. And Jeremy paid for half mil to grill out of his own pocket. Everyone that had to pay $50, so Jeremy knew who all was going in to help with food costs. Yeah. That could be right. I wasn't there. Max did. I think you said you went to the half mil to grill, but yeah, that's nothing abnormal about that. You know what's making me and other people upset in Opera Creek? It's the fear that we have to live with our lives. You know what else makes me so upset? It's the fact that I want so bad to fulfill my little girl's wish and take her for a walk in her beautiful stroller, and I can't because I'm too afraid of being pew-pewed or having someone try to kidnap us or hurt us in some way. This is so sick and so wrong. This is wrong, and all you people should be ashamed of yourselves. Good morning under the circumstances. So this is March 8th. March 8th. I hate whenever I don't want a thermometer. It's 7:28 on March 8th. Good morning. Under circumstances, I feel it's better to protect myself, my integrity, and not do your function. I do not want to open up myself for any more false accusations. Just because you have money or own things or whatever others don't own or have doesn't mean that you're the one who's being honest and sincere. I came from blah blah with a paid for home. Our friends were the mayors and the commissioner higher ups. They were my friends, and they knew me inside and out. I moved here to save my daughter's life and get her away from all the viruses and all the people. And unfortunately, my neighbors next door who loved her and wanted her over at my house every day because they love me. And we got things and fell. Okay. So this is her that's posting this. And when we got here, things fell apart. Not only did Biden take office and wreck the world, but everything else fell apart. It doesn't in any way, shape, or form say or prove who I am. I have said who I am. I'm honest. I am sincere. I have integrity, and I won't allow anything that isn't to happen in the world, in my area, around my home, around my child. I will stand on Romans 9:1. That's where I leave it. To know you guys don't want me there. So I'll make sure that I let you have your day yourself and enjoy it. And that way I'm protected to not said anything wrong, done wrong, because any problems whatsoever. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful function. Just remember there's two sides to every story, and I'm very okay with standing on the truth. Okay. So this is more of what she's filing. He's getting worse with the violent ideation, threatening fantasies. So these are the kinds of things that she's trying to say. Turtled people dumping their garbage on our town. Lynette Crooked jail for the long history of abuse and law breaking. Not abnormal. Who goes to jail first? Otter Creek update. Okay. Why would you, anyone who has a soul, want to help you? Or you're running an illegal sanctuary. Has the USDA inspected your facility? I don't think so. Why don't you get a clue and shut this illegal site down before the FBI comes after you? By the way, I've made my peace with God. Have you? Yeah, see, these are the kinds of things that they're posting in there. Why would anyone who has a soul want to help you? Lynette is headed to Levy County Sheriff today to report Jeremy, making it easy for the deputies to arrest her and John. Okay, who posted that one? And then you've got what the Hales right there. Of the thousands of pictures, screenshots, and videos, Ohio courts against Crook and Lynette. What would you have done? Yeah, these are the kinds of things that they're posting out there. Let me skip over this right here. Lynette blocked so-and-so's grandmother, who Lynette claimed was her best friend. John Cook, Lynette blocked me. I'm the baby's grandmother. I feel so bad letting them adopt her. My daughter feels worse. They lied to us. Wow. That came from Vera. HG's child. Amazing, huh? Her own posting. Hey Tizzy, your channel is awesome. Yes, it is. If you haven't checked out Tizzy, go show some love. And for you 630 wonderful souls out there, hit the thumbs up. Doesn't take much, or hit the thumbs down. Interact, show a little love. You know how it goes. It's so wonderful seeing all of you wonderful people here on the middle of the afternoon. It's so good. Yeah, right here. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Robert, blah blah blah. John don't do drugs and hasn't done any day in his life. Okay. I do not understand. Can you please be forthcoming? I really don't understand. The drone dropped a tiny microphone. It came from the east. Oh my God. This is going to be good. I've got to see what he says about this.
If you are having a true medical emergency, attend to it and quit posting shaking my head.
Yeah.
M redacted replies, Sandra redacted, if you have nothing constructive to say, then shut up and sit down. Thank you. And she replies, hey, redacted, that was constructive feedback. Why don't you go fuck yourself and sit down and shut up, bitch?
God.
Sandra redacted says, James, why don't you quit posting? Christina redacted, Mary redacted, it was still there, it would be helped him. That meth will fix his knees. Annette Michelle Preston, Robert redacted, John doesn't do drugs and hasn't done any day in his life. Any a day in his life.
Really?
Kathy redacted. Kathy, you're nothing but a piece of garbage and blame everyone else for your crap and lies. I talked to Redacted's real grandmother and gave her... Oh, again, we saw this already. We saw this already.
Wow, crazy.
Transcript. Back into another clerk position in another nearby town and steal from them. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help. This needs to be completely and totally seen through. The Russell needs, he never ever run for a seat. However, again, frankly, they both need jail, and that comes down to Laura redacted as well. She's part of this, and again, I promise you, it's going to be fun to see once we get into the actual suit and into the court. It's going to be fun to see who throws who under the bus.
It's not me.
Under the bus. First, they're going to have remember every time I went.
John doesn't do drugs. Yeah.
Okay.
If you've got no sound, Toxic Popple, that's on you, because we got sound. Everybody else can hear it.
Back to it. So next, oops.
Next document.
I lost my place. Sorry.
Oh, it happens. Oh my gosh.
That you have to be so disgusting and gross, and I will keep you in my something. Okay.
Jeez.
So that's it for today. Oh no, there's one more page. Sorry, there's one more page. My 1 second.
Your page count was off there, Larry. It happens. Oh, he's muted himself. That's on him.
I was reading them. At least I was reading Super Chat. Done. Voice to text.
Crazy. Well, we can drop that part right there. Larry, when did Larry post this? This was over a year ago. Last year, probably around this time, he posted that 12/23 to 1/24. I think Dangerous Waves, that's what you're trying to say, is whenever the TRO happened. I believe that's when what you're trying to post up here. And this is all I know is Larry posted this quite a while back. It was something that he had put up there. And now you know. They found their worst nightmare by attacking Jeremy and George. Well, you know, it's not just that they attacked. They actually went after his livelihood. And they're continuing to go after his livelihood. You have to understand that whenever you've got these paid actors like Volpe, you've got paid actors like Paint Chip, you got these paid actors like the Fleas, and make no doubt about it, they're getting paid. because look at the money that they've taken from Lynette. It isn't like that, just all those hundreds of thousands of dollars just miraculously, got spent on anything that they were supposed to be spent on. I mean, look at the way the bankruptcy is happening. I mean, once they start digging into where that money went, and they're probably panicking a little bit right now, and that's why they're trying to spin everything every which way, but facing the fact that they raised money for Lynette and for the child, for John Crook, and none of it has gotten to them. They got some benefit out of the money that was raised by a fence and different little items that have been purchased here and there, but nothing has been completed. Bankruptcy is going to be lit, and most of the stuff we probably won't know until after it's already happened. I mean, I'm sure that the fleas will be spinning it any way they possibly can, because that's how those anti-Hales groups operate. They hate Jeremy so much that they will lie, cheat, and steal just to get back at him. I mean, you've got the craziest stuff happening over there. Everything from tires being damaged to threats on people's lives, and they don't seem to be letting up. You would think at some point in time that they would just stop. I think that's all that he's been asking for, is just stop. Let me do my business. Let me carry on with my business and move on with my damn life. But instead, chicken skin by the truckload. Well, that's what they want. Fleas won't even know what the subpoenas won't even know that the subpoenas went out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never been in a bankruptcy. I don't know how they operate. I can only guess. I can only guess and speculate how that stuff works. I mean, all I know is they've got themselves into a bit of a pickle, and it is not going to look great for them. Only me needs a visit by Med. He's crazy, donated all that money that helps the haters. Hey, he's welcome to do with whatever he wants to with his money. That is entirely on him. I've said that from the very get-go. Any man wants to donate their money, a fool is easy parted with it. Stupidity runs rampant in that family. Well, yeah, it gets crazier and crazier as the day goes on. I mean, and of course, Larry right now is in a lawsuit with Bubbles over his bullshit, because Bubbles doesn't like the fact that Larry talked about this case. Like I said, anytime that you start calling out the shenanigans that they're doing, they retaliate. Instead of actually showing any of these receipts that they supposedly have had for all this time, nothing's being shown. It's constant. It's a constant attack on Jeremy. It's a constant attack on George, a constant attack on Granger's, constant attack on Tug, on Megan, on anybody, Jay Hip, Georgie. Hell, they're going after Coop. They're going after Vetter Nation. They're going after DJ Radis. They're coming after me. It's like how much do you bet? And you could name your price on this, that they're going to fire up their craziness come March, because that's about the time that they start getting that wild hair up their ass that they've just got to come and create more bullshit. Like, you have to remember that part of the reason for them creating, and I'm not saying the whole reason, but part of the reason for creating this whole bankruptcy bullshit was because, she's being put upon. If you haven't seen it, I think Tug and Megan, was it Thursday or Friday or something like that? They did it probably was Thursday. They did a breakdown of all of the crazy amounts of money that they're claiming are going to be owed to them. How you haven't filed a single damn thing. You have not shown any proof whatsoever of any of your claims to be true or factual. They even go after chatters. Yeah, they'll go after anybody that brings this stuff up. And, you know, if the fleas are wondering why their channel is tanking, why it doesn't have growth, because they have nothing else. Their hatred is so much for Jeremy. They are running that PR spin so much after Jeremy, just trying to take him down, that they've overlooked the fact that it's not about them. Well, I guess it is now, because they had to make it about themselves. I wonder if John is still thanking BBB for his great bankruptcy idea. Oh, sure, because you know they've probably been told a lie and think that's going to absolve them from all this bullshit. That's not how it works. It's not how it works, because these cases haven't even been decided yet. It's only the debt that's due at the time that this happens. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but future debt it doesn't handle unless you create future debt, which means that whenever all this is said and done, if they lose, which everything points to the direction that they're probably going to lose this one. They're still going to have to come up with that money, and they can't file another bankruptcy after that for I don't know how many years. They won't be able to file a bankruptcy, which means they're going to be on the hook for it. Where's BBB going to be? Is he going to be helping them? Probably not. He wants to make sure he gets paid. That's it. That's it. Do you think he gives two shits about them? I don't see it. I mean, he gives more about two shits about himself, trying to make himself look good. Why do you think he's going after other YouTubers and attacking them, telling Larry, pay me $400,000 and do this, and this, and I won't file a lawsuit against you? That sounds like a threat to me. She's fundraised her move to Florida. Yeah, that's true, Angie. Nothing that was done in malice and criminal intent, it's dischargeable in bankruptcy. Nothing that was done in malice and criminal intent is dischargeable in bankruptcy. That's true. But you also have to be found in that. And this case is far from over. Like the way that I see them filing a bankruptcy, and I mean, like I said, I'm not an attorney, so I could be completely wrong on this, is just to delay things even longer. Just think about this. They have delayed it another 5 months so far. They've delayed Fed 1, Fed 2, the trespass case that Lynette dropped out of and then proceeded to get her ass handed to her on that one. And sanctions are coming. That's coming up in December. You got those happening in December. What is up, brother? Hey, Shizzy, Jay's talking shit about you again, but he likes the golden shower. So well, thank you, Yamaha. You're welcome to join me, brother. We do have a nice open letter if you want to come in. I gave you a link. Jay is spying on me. Well, it happens. It happens. I have my favorite says, Shizzy, Jay is spying on you. Just Jay Hip says, you're awful, Shizzy. I'm doing a stream here. Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are doing a stream here. That's okay. That's all right. You might want to put it away because I don't think they want to see that little thing. You've got that little thing hanging out there. Hey, Rosalind, good to see you. Good to see you. Your ass doesn't emit gravity. The world doesn't revolve around you. Well, that's true. That's true. He likes to think it does, but that's okay. It's the pear-shaped head. It does it. It does it to him. Oh, we love Jay Hip. Show him some love. Show him some love. Howdy. How you doing, Tammy? Good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, Rosalind. Oh, you should spy on Jay's stream. No, I've got no reason to spy on Jay's stream. It's that Jay can do what he likes to do. He's absolutely fine with doing that. I was on before you started, Jay. Shizzy was on before you started, Jay. Oh, my eyes. Jay, maybe not being philosophized. Oh, philosophical something. Hey, all those who just came in. Yes, welcome, all you fine people. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up. And if you feel the need, you can always throw money at me. I guarantee you, I will not be stripping today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. All right, so let me show you a little bit more of these other documents because, like I said, there was some things I wasn't quite sure on. I am working on a diamond art. Okay. Crazy. All right. So let's do this one here. All right, we got this. Yeah. Which is this one. And the reason I bring this up is because this was filed right here. This was a first response, 3/19/2024. And if you're wondering what this one is, this is where Jeremy Hales in federal court, this is Fed 1, 3/19 of 2024, filed against her. And this is the response. Now, something I noticed in this response is there was a whole bunch of crap here talking about supporting memorandums followed by local laws, memorandums to dismiss, plaintiffs, see dismiss, blah, blah, blah. Got this one here, which is 1999. All the complaint alleges jurisdiction exists under both section. The complaint in this action fails to establish either basis for federal jurisdiction. First, there is no federal claims, only state claims. That's not true. See complaint. Second, though Jeremy Hales alleges he resides in Ohio, he resides in Otter Creek, Florida, and established by the affidavit of Lynette Preston, attached this memo. Third, the complaint fails to allege any specific damages of any kind and thus does not meet the amount in controversy required under 28, merely conclusions, blah, blah, blah. For each of the 6 state laws with no specific allegations establishing how the plaintiff was damaged or how many amount of damage was established. And then he puts in C. Lee, Emil Health, Lexington Insurance Company case number, and then puts in, other than the conclusory statement in paragraph 2, there's no factual basis for the court to conclude this jurisdictional amount. But see, here's where it got really crazy, because then there was another response that came in. And this was after it was pointed out, memorandum in opposition to defendant Cook's motion to dismiss, which was basically there were 2 motions to dismiss. One was from Lynette and one was from them, from Cook, from Lynette and from Cook, and by and through undersigned counsel pursuant 12 files this memorandum in opposition to pursuant local rule 7E to defendant Cook's motion to dismiss. Table of authorities, and he has all the citations here. There's a complete diversity among the parties. Mr. Hale is a resident of Ohio. See the affidavit. In as much as both defendants are residents of Florida, there is a complete diversity jurisdiction, which is under 28 USC. Hey, Angie, always Angie, been a member for 5 months. Okay, who's stripping? Take it off. Take it off. Angie, shame on you. You know, we only take things off that we need to take off on stream, like our pants. As discussed more fully below, defendant's motion lacks merits and should be denied, which defendant would be Crook and Preston here. Federal jurisdiction based on its diversity requires that the matter of controversy, blah, 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 goes through all the case law and all of this. Furthermore, a change of domicile requires a concurrent showing of physical presence at the new location with an intention to remain there indefinitely. This means that there was a presumption in favor of continuing domicile. In September of 2023, Mr. Hales filed a lawsuit in the Ohio courts against Ms. Preston, Mr. Cook, affidavit right there, 2021. In October 2023, the Ohio courts issued a final protective order in favor of Mr. Hales against Ms. Preston and Mr. Cook. So if her case was going on in 2024, twerking, shame on you, Angie. Mr. Hales against Ms. Preston and Mr. Cook, Hales affidavit 21. Mr. Hales has been in domiciliary. He lives in Ohio since his birth in 1977. He's always had only an Ohio driver's license, as his mailing address has also been there in Ohio. In Florida, homestead exemptions are for property owners who maintain permanent residence of the property in question. No one can have more than a single homestead exemption then, because no one can have more than a single domicile at any time and any given debt arises. Thus, as shown, super plaintiff has demonstrated how complete diversity among parties. The amount in controversy requirement of 1332 is satisfied. Defendant has made 3 bare bones allegations that the complaint has no allegation establishing a minimum amount of controversy. In doing so, the defendant misrepresents the law to this court by citing to an opinion which does not exist. Interesting. Hey, T42. Shizzy's pants are off already. Pants are prison. That's right, T42. They are. They're absolute prison. Now, this is where it becomes really interesting because defendant misstates and misrepresents the law to this court by citing to an opinion which does not exist. That means that somebody wrote this pleading, or it was an AI that wrote this one. Or they screwed up and they cited something that doesn't exist, because we look down at one, and right here, the motion states C, a Memorial Health System versus Lexington Insurance Company, case number 28 CVFTM UAMD, Florida, March 7th, 2019. Other than conclusory statement in paragraph 2, there is no factual basis for the court to conclude that the jurisdictional amount is satisfied in this case. However, the document from that case from March 7th, 2019 contains no such statement and is simply an order denying consolidation. That's all that it is. So what he's trying to cite there doesn't exist. Been a member for 19 months. That's awesome. Wait, an AI motion? No, what it was is they cited a motion that doesn't say what it's supposed to say. So I'm incorrect. It's not an AI. The case may exist, but what he's trying to claim in this doesn't exist. Like it doesn't make any sense, because it doesn't contain such a statement. It is simply an order denying consolidation. Facial attacks. The complaint require the court merely to look to see if the plaintiff has sufficiently alleged a basis of subject matter jurisdiction, and the allegations in his complaint are taken as true for the purpose of the motion. That's it, just for the motion. Now, because 12B results in determination on the merits in an early stage of plaintiff's case, the plaintiff is afforded the safeguard of having all its allegations taken as true, and all inferences favorable to the plaintiff will be drawn, where the plaintiff is alleged to sum certain that exceeds the requisite amount in controversy. That amount controls if made in good faith. And he cites more case law here. In diversity cases where the basis of the jurisdiction is conferred by Section 1332, a sum demand in good faith is the initial pleading shall be deemed to be the amount in controversy. The amount in controversy must exceed $75,000, exclusive of interest and cost. Good faith is measured objectively. The question is whether, to anyone familiar with the applicable law, this claim could be objectively have been viewed as worth more than the jurisdictional amount. If the sum claimed is made in good faith, the court limits its inquiry to determine whether it is a legal certainty that the claim is really for less than the jurisdictional amount. To determine the amount in controversy, blah, blah, blah. It basically says that, their bullshit doesn't stand up. Defamation per se does not require any allegation or showing of damages. Plaintiff's defamation per se claims involve accusations of an infamous crime which may be irreparably impugn his reputation. That's what defamation per se is. In calculating the amount in the controversy, the courts have considered, among other facts, affidavit of testimony, prayers for punitive damages, and requests for attorney's fees. Counts 3 and 4, thus, attorneys are properly included in determining amount in controversy. Moreover, all plaintiffs' remaining claims seek unliquidated damages in tort, rendering any endeavor at evaluating those claims unfeasible, absence a consideration of evidence on damages. Many courts have cautioned against attempting to appraise such unliquidated tort claims for the purpose of determining jurisdiction, because to do so necessarily requires the court to prematurely judge the merits of the case. My diamond art is kept with my cross stitch and all other crafts I do in a box somewhere. Well, I like your box. Summer of 2024 was when Florida state disqualified Judge Grudge. Summer of 2024. And so it was, September? So it was almost immediately. You're saying that the Fed 1 case was going on. So that's what you're saying, is the Fed case was already in full swing. Fed 1 case was happening before the TRO was removed. Because that's what you're trying to tell me, Charlie. So you're saying summer of 2024 when the Florida case disqualified Judge Grudge? I mean, that could be right. So that means that this case right here, as you can see, was happening at the same time. See right here. So Fed 1 case was happening right here. 3/26/2024. That's whenever this was filed. You see that date right there? So if you're telling me that Judge Grudge was disqualified in 2024, that's what I keep telling people, and I'm pretty sure my timeline is right. So if you're thinking that summer of 2024 when the Florida state disqualified Judge Grudge, then that means Judge Grudge was still the judge in the case while this was happening here. Because this is a Fed case right here. So you're telling me that the Fed case was already happening and had been happening since March of 2024. And in September of 2024, Bruce was involved. And in March of 2024, Bruce was involved in this case. And that means that he was involved and also with Silverman. But I'm pretty sure that was already been discharged. You see what I mean? Like the timelines aren't adding up. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was September of 2024 that already ended. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is why you whenever you're reading through these documents, it becomes very important to have your timelines correct. Because if you're saying that it was 2024, September of 2024 means that was just over a year ago. Just a little bit over a year ago that case ended. And I'm pretty sure that was 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure that was in 2023. January of 2024 is whenever the case ended. See? That's why you shouldn't listen to the fleas on this stuff, is because they can't seem to get their timelines right and they confuse people. Probably Florida doesn't allow teachers to post from school property at will, including kids, makes it worse. Well, could be. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Peeking out from behind my rock, could be. Yeah, BBB was sticking his nose where it did not belong. He did not become her attorney of record until late 2024. Yeah, but here I can show you that right here, this was being filed by Deuce already. You can tell because these are digital signatures that he's putting in court text, like here, and this one right here, the motion's in error because he got his ass handed to him. And this right here was in March, April. Yeah, so he was already involved in the case. Quite much involved in the case. Whether he wrote it, whether he ghost wrote it, it doesn't matter. He was already involved in this case already. And Randy was ready to go after her case was dismissed. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, if you're saying that Bruce got involved in September of 2024, I can show here that it was what right here, order, defendant, proceeding right here, 8/26/2024, Judge Bolitho right here says, let's see, right here, is matter before this court on the motions to dismiss. I'll just close that right here. And this right here would have been Gainesville Division, 8/26/2024. Court's motion to dismiss 5 and 6. Plaintiff has responded in opposition for the following reasons below. Plaintiff makes a living through use of blah, blah, blah. He's just giving you the facts of the situation. Despite the citation 26 U.S.C., there are no federal claims raised in the complaint. Thus, it's unclear why plaintiff's complaint cites a 1331 as jurisdictional basis. Federal rules of procedure, more specifically, they argue that there is not complete diversity because plaintiff and defendants both reside in Florida. In support of their argument, the plaintiff resides in Florida, not in Ohio. Defendants have provided a screenshot. Plaintiff disagrees. He argues lifelong. discussion, more legal citations. This is a 16-page document. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. Hold on just a second. I've got a cough. So BBB got involved when Grudge was on the case because the YouTubers started covering it because of the crap that Judge Grudge was pulling. Yeah, BBB stuck his nose in just before the TRO was dropped. That's when he was begging Jeff and Larry and Megan to cover his crap and cheese. Right. Silverman was hired after deposition. Correct. We already went over that. Sharon. We definitely explained when Silverman was hired was after the deposition, and it was Patty Plummer that hired him to represent, or paid for it, or funded it, or whatever. Silverman got her off easy without having to pay attorney's fees. Exactly. Now you can go back to the very beginning of the stream. I went over all of that already. This was most definitely something that happened. Like early on, Lynette was throwing a whole bunch of crap at the wall and none of it was sticking. And she got herself in over her head. He wanted to have legal analysis on their shows. That's absolutely correct. And we've got proof that that's what he was trying to do. Oh, thank you so much, Coyote Bait. We got something special for you. Why has Randy not got mad and asked the courts for no more holdups? It seems like it is just a game. This needs to move on and go to trial. It is costing way too much money on Jeremy's end. I feel so bad for Jeremy and George. Coyote Bait, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. And this does become an issue. Because you can honestly say that Deuce has managed to waste 10 months total of the court's time with his bullshit. He brags about it. He thinks that that's an accomplishment. But the problem with all of that is, at the end of the day, whenever this does go to trial, and it will go to trial because he really wants Jeremy to settle out, and Jeremy just says no. He's going to continue on. He's going to see this through to the end because he wants to make sure that this kind of crap doesn't happen to other people by these horrible group of people. The level of shenanigans that they've been doing continues on and on. It is not going to stop. But if they're made to pay for all of their shenanigans, it makes it harder for them to do it the next go around, because they're not done. You think that they're done. They're going to continue with these kind of behavior. They've got something that sends them off in their little wild tangents, and in their world they do believe that they're right. They don't care what it costs somebody else. And they're hoping that Jeremy will settle. And Jeremy's already said that he doesn't plan on settling, that he is going to hold them to account for every single bit of this, which means that he is coming after their money. He is going to make sure that they can't do this to anybody else again. De Thomas was officially removed August 23rd, 2024. On which one? Because he was removed from multiple different cases, from multiple cases on that. But this right here, because what are you talking about? The original case? He was removed in 2024, officially removed, or was it another case that he was dealing with? Because you're looking at the thumbnail case, you have to look at all the other cases that he was involved in. Because I'm pretty sure on the very first one, the TRO, that he's removed before then. The original case in Levy. That's not what this is. See, Max, that you got the wrong case. We're not talking about the original case in Levy. We are talking about the federal case that he was removed from. Or was that in Levy County? I think that's right. Levy County, yeah, I think that's right. So you may be right. I think it's more of a spiritual battle than you think. It could be, Poodle Lady. It could be. Like I said, I'm not positive because I didn't get involved in any of this until I started covering the deposition. And that was already well done and over. I was actually going through and following the last part of the case on this and got that stuff wrong also. I mean, you know, I get stuff wrong all the time. It just seems to me that so what I'm led to understand is that Judge Davis ruled on this in September of 2024, which means that this case was already going on. I mean, because that's what you're saying, Max. Because if Judge Grudge was removed from the case, from this particular case, and not this particular one, but in the original Levy County case, if he was removed in October of 2024, then Fed case 1 had already been going on. Fed 1 case was already happening. I'm pretty sure that was 2023. But if you guys are right, then your guys are right. I mean, you've got the paperwork. I don't have that documentation. Silverman's purpose was to get friend Judge Grudge out of trouble that this case had caused. Silverman was a genius, got his client off without fees, and his friend did Thomas off without sanction. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true or not. DeThomas is or was a county family civil judge. Yeah, that was Levy County. Incorrect. It was done on a state level, not federal. Correct. That's correct, Wolf. You are correct. And Angie, so did Fleesa want to build her channel because she merely admitted to wanting revenge for Sleazy Keezy and Guppy the Tire Slasher? I don't know if that. I don't know if any of that's true. And I mean, I only have a certain amount of that. Judges don't get sanctioned. No, but they get removed by the appeals court. They do get removed by appeals court. I don't know why I was thinking, but the Fed 1 case wasn't started until after Silverman helped LP. What is that? Let's see. I don't know why I was thinking, but the Fed 1 case wasn't started until after Silverman helped LP get out of original case. Right. Max Lab says, no TD was removed before the Fed courts. No, because this right here is the Fed court case right here. As you can see, this was filed 8/26/2024. It had been going on since March. So something's not adding up on your timeline there. I thought the timeline was writ issued, judge removed, Fed 1 case filed, Judge Davis dismisses Florida protective order, all within 2 months. Then it would have been in 2023 or January of 2024. January, February, March, April. Yeah, January, February, March, April. Yeah, within 2 months. So that would have been March of 2024 whenever this started. So you sure you're not looking at something wrong there? I'm pretty sure it's 2023. Does she has a personal grudge against Jeremy with Swamp, and LP went to her chat with Marla back when Guapo claims of an altercation came out? I don't know. You know what I should do is I should reach out to Rosalind. She's got a lot of this timeline stuff. She could probably tell me much better. Let me reach out to Rosalind. We'll throw her a quick little line and see if she wants to jump in here, and maybe she can give more information, because I think that's what we need. Paste that there, please. Come by your some things, because she seems to have all the timeline stuff. We'll give her a holler. Tizzy to bounce. Please do a timeline on this and straighten it out. There you go. Yeah, Tizzy could easily do like a solid timeline on this and clear this up right away. Rosal would know if or Melissa Limmerman. Yeah, she would probably know also. Either one of those would probably be able to clear this up quite quick. And let me do something really super quick here. makes it much easier if I just do this right in the middle of, you know, doing a stream, because timelines crazy. Let's see here. We will go to right there and go to Levy County. We can pull up and actually see right on the Levy County cases. Go and public agree. We can look just at Hales. Hales and Jeremy. And we can pull that up. View selection. Let's see. 1/12/2024. 8/12/2024 is still going. That one's reopened. 1/3/2024. 1/2/2024. Another one. 1/2/2024. 12/29/2024. And 2023. 2023. Yeah, here I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We will stop that one right there and present. Share screen. Levy County OCRS. Here we go. There. As you can see, this one started right here. File date was 11/10/2025. 8/12/2024. This one was 1/12/2024. That was 1/3/2024. Date 3/4/2024. 3/4/2024. 3/4/2024. 7/12/2024. 3/4/2024. 7/12/2024. And 3/24/2023. And that was over some sunscreen material. Judge Thomas's was the judge at deposition. Town of Otter Creek, plaintiff, closed. Civil Circuit was closed. Right there. Yeah, so it gives, that was a 2023 case that was brought, 5/8/2023. And it looks like it ended. It doesn't say when it ended. It just says that it's closed. It shows that this one was 7/12/2024, 3/4/2024, which was contempt of court. But I'm pretty sure this is the one right here that we're looking at. Court action notes. Look right here. Voluntary dismissal, 12/12/2023. So I think we've got it straight here. Yeah, this right here is the case. State case to close. As you can see right there, 12/12/2023. It wasn't 2024. That's a different case. Judge removed, Levy County case dropped September 24th. No, that's incorrect. That was the lawsuit Jeremy Hales had against the town. Oh, you're right. You're right. Gotcha. So we look at, let's see, full Hell Army jails, defendant, cyber stalking. Here we go. So it's this one. Set case closed 3/4/2024. Jeremy Hales. Do I have the right one here now? This is another one. Prosecutor phase, initial, follow, same entered for count 1, which would be 3/4/2024, was closed. Sworn complaint, arrest name, filed with clerk. Shizzy, that was the lawsuit Jeremy Hales had against town, but that's not the town. Nope. Oops. I was right. Sure, that was a case. Okay. Well, we've established that. Goslin case as well. Okay. I'm just going down through these because you can, this looks like Busami was entered into that. Let's see, violation of injunction for cyber stalking. Another one with Basanti, Enrique. See, I don't see the case here. Those are Lynette claiming Jeremy violated TRO. Okay. Violations of the case. Right. I found it listed 6/18/2024. You found one listed for 6/18/2024. I'm telling you right here, I don't see anything. So are you telling me one of these cases is supposed to be the case? I think the court disappeared her case. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying right here, because I'm pretty sure it was over in 2023. Shizzy, the first Levy County case was removed from the docket. Amazing how that happened, Max. Amazing how it was removed from the docket, isn't it? Her last TRO drop prosecutor was 7/12/2024. Well, that's a different TRO. We're talking about the original TRO that she was in court over. And these are all just violations. Yeah, see, the original case isn't there anymore. Correct. That's what I'm saying is so whenever they're saying that the 24th was over, even by the stuff that was already there in information was September 2023. Yes. Let's just clear. LP went after Jeremy, filed late September of 2023, and it was over by the end of the year, or at the very beginning. Somebody already pointed out the timeline in chat. No, 2024. Yeah, the very first part of January of 2024 is whenever that was brought in. Yes, Angie's saying yes. See? For that stem for the first TRO she applied for. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the timeline on this. Okay. So that's where it becomes what Shizzy is saying is correct. Okay. See, Angie knows what I'm talking about here because apparently you guys have got this all, you're trying to confuse the situation here. September of 2024, Fed case 1 was already in full swing. It had been going on since March of that year. Is that right? January, February, March. Yeah, March of that year. In January of 2024 is whenever the case ended. It doesn't matter about Judge DeThomas's was removed from other cases in 2024. Yes. So why are we suppose TRO bits left off crazy TRO if there is the case? Okay, twaddle bum. I'm not understanding the question here. Retype it, make it make sense. Though once the first case closed, the courthouse removed it from the docket, right? Which would have been in March or January of 2024. I'm pretty sure I'm right because I had somebody else that was in here that has been following this and said it was January of 2024. And by March of 2024 is whenever Jeremy filed his case. Angie says, yes, LP was rejected on a couple of TROs before she got the one in front of Judge Grudge. Yeah, but the original, that case right there that was covered, that Volpe is trying to talk about, doesn't matter because that's the one she dismissed. Yes. Yes, March 2024, Fed 1 was filed. The original TRO was done and over with. It was completely done and over with. December of 1923 is when Jeremy had to give up his gun. He didn't get stuff back until after 11 months went by. Yeah. It was removed if we're talking about LP and trying to get the protection order. Yes. The one where she went in for her deposition and pled the fifth was in 2023. And it ended in January of 2024. That's what we're talking about. Where she ended up getting the TRO, where she got the temporary restraining order from Judge Grudge. That's the one we're talking about. I know I'm giving you a hard time, Big Al. I'm just giving you a hard time. It was September, October before the judge was removed and Jeremy got his Second Amendment stuff back. No, it was December of 2023 that he got it removed. He got it back in January. And I could be quoting that wrong, but I think Melissa, the timeline queen, thank you. Thanks, Max. I'm pretty sure that might make a little bit more sense. Yeah. The judge has been removed off these cases multiple times. Anytime, like the thumbnail cases, he was removed from the because of his shenanigans and his removal in the other case. I'm pretty positive on that. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty positive. Like I said, I'm not great at all the timelines. Did it get sealed and removed? Yeah. It got sealed and was removed from the documents. Roger Lee, you are correct. Right. Fed 2, LPJC, and PR made a smear team that were filed because the magistrate refused to allow them on the original Fed 1 filing. Correct. Yeah. He refused that both the Fed 2 was put in place because they couldn't get on the original filing. The judge refused him that. Made it to 50 degrees here on the island. Awesome. Good to hear that. Angie, he could go to Fed once she contacted people in Ohio because it crossed state lines. That would have been an Ohio issue. That was in October, I believe, of 2023. That is whenever that got filed. I'm pretty sure that Jeremy filed that in October of 2023 and managed to get his TR or start working on the restraining order in Florida or in Ohio. With all the damn delays from the get-go, who knows? And no doubt there'll be more. Calgon, take me away. Well, I have just the thing for you right here.
Don't be dry, baby.
It's one of these moments. Enjoy your birthday. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. So Elemental P is asking for money again. She knows she does. She does know she has a bankruptcy case going on, so she's asking for money again today. This isn't very smart in my opinion. Well, she could do whatever the hell she damn well please. At least that's what the court's been telling her. I mean, Judge DeThomas says, told her, go ahead, do what you want to do. Crazy, huh? Now I know we got a lot of other stuff, and we can show some of that. I do believe I've got it saved. Let me bring that up really quick, just so you can get a little bit of an idea of some of the craziness. And and here's the thing: Jeremy will probably be able to correct me on. It's a you thing. What you do, what you want to do. I always do what I want to do. It's 53 in Versailles, Indiana. Oh, okay. Man, Kippy, that's pretty nice. Jeremy filed the case, cease and desist in 2023. She ignored it, and LC refused his request for a CPO. Then she emailed Ohio's mayor about Jeremy and also showed his Ohio property and address online all over Facebook. Right. She only wants $6,000 this time. That's good for her. Like, good luck. But what we've got here, this is going to be interesting. So this was in 2023, and this was in December of 2023. Here we go. Let me bring this up right here. And I've got the timeline. It is 2/12 or 12/6 2023. 12/6 2023. Present, share screen, and Here we go. Let's get this bad boy up. So we're gonna watch a little bit of the shenanigans that happened right here. Here we go. I hope you guys are ready. I told you this is gonna be a long one today. This is while Judge DeThomasis was still on
It is
in 2023.
December 6, 2023. We are here in the matter of Preston and Hales, 38 2023 DR 416. If I can just have Ms. Preston as the petitioner, if you can just announce your presence for the record, state your full name.
Lynette Preston.
Okay,
I'm
thank
here.
you. You may be seated. Counsel?
Good afternoon, Judge. Randy Shockett, Shockett Law Group, Trenton, Florida, on behalf of the respondent.
Sir, announce your presence.
Jeremy Hales.
Okay, ma'am.
Martha Risk.
And are you co-counsel to Mr. Shockett?
No.
Okay, and then what is your purpose in being here?
Your Honor, she's in addition to being a witness, she's also one of the persons protected by the order in Ohio.
Right here. He's telling the judge that there is a protection order in Ohio. I get to decide whether to watch this shit show or not. I'm choosing to watch today. Well, thank you, JJ and Papa. That's awesome. Move to the back. Oh, my.
That we ask you to take judicial
So
notice
what
of.
would be the relevance of her being protected? She can, if she feels like she's placing herself too close to the petitioner in this case and is at risk, she should sit in the back of the courtroom. If she's a witness, she should not be sitting at counsel table.
Okay, well then you can, that's fine. Just sit right back here, please.
Yeah, see, Randy, just sit right back here. I miss JK in his truck in that open screen.
So we're here on several matters. The first thing I want to confirm here, hang on a second, let me pull up the case.
Seeing this makes me miss Jeff. Yeah. Uh-huh. I see now what I'm typing about. see, I know what I'm typing about. Kicking George to the curb. Never kick George to the curb.
Pursuant to several matters of process. On November 29, an evidentiary hearing, an adjudicatory hearing was scheduled on the petitioner's affidavit, supplemental affidavit in support of petition for injunction for protection against stalking filed October 30th.
Yes.
Along with the initial petition for injunction for protection against stalking filed September 7th. The case proceeded to hearing on November 29.
Yes.
At which time it became apparent to this court at or about 4:45 p.m. that the petitioner was.
I don't think that's correct because it was already over by January. It was already over by January. Like this case ended in January, Charlie. Yes, Jeff was huge is how this case got out about the bad judge. Can I bump up the volume? Yeah, I've got it bump up. I bump it up even more. I've got it at 200%. I can bring it up even more, 370.
Was not yet concluded in her presentation of her case in chief. The case involved and included video footage, documentary
Someone speak with this too loud.
And lengthy testimony of a pro se litigant that was not completed, and certainly in consideration of allowing the petitioner to conclude presentation of her case, and likewise providing the respondent and his counsel at that time opportunity to be heard in opposition, including but not limited to cross-examination of the petitioner and presentation of evidence, either in the form of testimony and or other physical evidence, which could include videos, photographs, and according to counsel for the respondent at the time, at least 2 witnesses that were identified as being present in the courtroom. Bottom line is it became apparent to this court that there was no way the case was going to conclude by the close of business, and the court expressed, and that record will reflect concerns for court officials and not wanting to cut the matter short. As a result of that, the court made inquiry and announced that the court would in fact clear the court's calendar for the following morning, November 30 at 9 a.m. to conclude these proceedings, balancing the need to adjudicate the case on its merits,
under other things,
concerns and issues of the petitioner, the fact that there was no temporary injunction in place at the time, the need for the respondent to get a resolution, which at times, which was inexplicable, characterized by his counsel at the time of, "Judge, this will just take a few minutes," when at the same time, talking out of the other side of his mouth, he had two witnesses at least, he had a desire to cross-examine the petitioner. He
thanks to us, Tizzy,
issues of, "Judge, does it matter to you?" I think it was like a rhetorical question, or I don't know that he wanted it to be adjudicated, but nonetheless, the court did not. Does it make any difference that the petition was not even sworn to? Which I said, yeah, all legal issues, all factual matters are important to the court if they need to be adjudicated. So I don't know what that meant, but nonetheless,
this is the
September 7,
the original.
Which is that issue was sworn to before a deputy clerk of court.
Yes, he's slamming Mark
Supplemental
Feather.
Petition filed October 30th, 2023, was sworn to before a deputy clerk of court. The petitioner herself on November 29 at 3:09:32 seconds was sworn by the court. And so, once again, inexplicably, I don't know what he was talking about.
That's right, Levy.
It became moot. Doesn't mean that it's not relevant or remains moot, but it's in that context that, and Mr. Shockett, you weren't here, but counsel for Mr. Hales at the time represented, we could resolve this in minutes. And in the history of jurisprudence, I don't know of anyone that's ever cross-examined a petitioner who presented 2 hours of testimony, confronted video evidence, documentary evidence, possibly presenting his own client. The court expressed under 9615 an intent to possibly ask the respondent several questions and present 2 other witnesses, all of which would be subject to cross-examination in a matter of minutes.
But he gets it wrong. Talks, and says nothing. Exactly. Dismissed and showing bias, saying, talking out of the other side of his mouth. Correct. It's hard to get a PO in Florida. Must have at least 2 police reports just to start. At the time, LMP had none. He loves to hear himself speak. Yes, he does. He does.
Thousands of minutes, maybe.
And so, yeah, and so the relevance of the court setting this record is what we now need to address here this afternoon. On November 29, at the close of business, that Wednesday, the court offered that we will reconvene the following morning at 9 a.m. Just a second here.
Yep, that's correct. Oh, we've got those too.
I've got so many documents, I don't know that I have that.
Yes, it is.
I'll deal with this first. So at that time, the court mentioned we'll reconvene at 9 a.m. The petitioner mentioned to the court that despite having a medical appointment for the following morning, she would change that or reschedule that appointment for the purposes of proceeding with the matters to be adjudicated that following morning. And so, not being insensitive to the fact that she would have to reschedule, the court accepted her representation. She could be here, was willing to be here, she would reschedule. When turning to the respondent and his counsel, what was represented to the court was, one, that the respondent himself And the language was to the effect of, he had,
Yes. All right, we're going to skip over that.
heads thinking better than one would say, hey, you good cause.
Let's get down to
Travel.
him yammering.
Boarding pass from Cleveland.
15 minutes in, he's still yammering.
I'll get to you in just a second.
All right.
They were signed on December 1st.
So the first issue that we need to resolve here is whether or not Mr. Hales has provided the court with the compliance pursuant to that order. And my intent is to ask several questions to get that resolved so we can proceed with the other matters scheduled for today. Mr. Hales, if you could raise your right hand.
Your Honor, Rick would maybe heard on that, just to give you an introduction before we do this, because I just got some information from his Ohio lawyer that I think is relevant. May I be heard?
Sure.
Okay. So, thank you, and I appreciate your...
As you can see up
getting me
here,
up to speed about what happened.
12/6/2023.
I haven't talked to Mr. Feather, but what I understand from him, it was
Hey,
his
Hazel.
understanding
Thank you.
about a hearing in court that morning. He went to his lawyer, and this is what I want to, which I just got by email from his lawyer. Him had us draft and sign affidavits which had to be notarized in Ohio, and I've got them here, which were signed in Ohio on, related to the injunction hearing in Ohio. They were signed on December 1st. 2023. May I?
December 1st, 2023.
One for John Cook. And there's one for Lynette
Preston?
Cook. And I just got these by email. It's one from his lawyer. We asked him the same questions.
So Malaka. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Can I object to this since it's not truthful?
No. No, it is a signed order from the judge. It is a signed order. Doesn't matter whether you think it's truthful or not. It's a signed order. No. Fucking twit.
In a second, I'll get to you in just a second. Let me see what it is. Mr. Hales, if you can raise your right hand. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this cause will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
You are Jeremy Hales, the respondent in this action.
Yes.
You were present in court on November 29 when your counsel represented that you had to be in court the following morning in Ohio.
I was in court. I apologize. I was in court. My lawyer did not say verbatim I had to be in a trial in Ohio. He said that I had.
I didn't say the word trial either. If that's
Or
what you
in
heard,
court,
or if I
my-
misspoke, it's not, I didn't say trial.
In court.
My legal counsel did not state I needed to be in court. He stated that I needed to be in Ohio to take care of things with the court.
Having to address matters in Ohio related to this situation, correct?
Correct.
So
Correct.
did you or did you not have a court appearance?
I did not have a court appearance, nor was it stated that I had a court appearance.
Exactly. Right there. He wouldn't let Jeremy speak. Well, he told him exactly what the situation was. Yeah, it's painful to watch this again, but this is exactly what was stated. I'm going to start at the first. Love you.
And so what was it, you had to go there to sign some documents? That's what's been presented to the court?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the court is familiar with, because the court does this on a daily basis, sometimes dozens of times, sometimes hundreds of times a day, which is signing documents from anywhere on the planet. Why did you have to go to Ohio to sign your name to a document?
Filing for contempt of court on the civil protection orders in Ohio, my legal counsel asked if I would fly and come and notarize and file in the court system.
That's not responsive to my question. My question.
That's what happened. So he's wanting Jeremy to make some sort of legal finding here, which makes this judge just wrong again. Just because he does certain things one way in his court doesn't mean that it's the same way in every single court case.
Question is, why would you have to physically be there in Ohio to sign a document that could be?
This is an improper question right there. This is why De Thomas's was removed. His actions were inappropriate, period. Get up here, brother. Get up here. Yeah, you had to see the puppet show about the Ohio case. How many other cases has this judge shown bias on and gotten away with? More than one. More than one. This judge who could reach the planet, yet the same judge failed to be able to access the planet when he was supposed to. Yeah, he answers your question, you fool. That's exactly correct.
Signed in many other ways without you physically being present in Ohio to sign it.
My legal counsel in Ohio said I needed to be in person to sign the documents.
Who's your legal counsel?
Eli Heller.
Eli, last name?
Heller.
Heller?
Yes.
Where is the office?
In Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio.
So you're saying your lawyer gave you advice, by the way, anything
No.
you're talking about in terms of advice of your counsel, if you're choosing to talk about, because I'm not asking you to waive any attorney-client privilege, but you're raising as a defense to your non-compliance with this court's order that your lawyer told you had to be there to sign documents.
Yes.
Which
And there was no non-compliance with this court. It was stated that he had to be in Ohio the day that they were wanting him to be in Florida, and he couldn't be there. Don't you have to be in person to have something notarized? Some states, yes. There are some states that you don't have to be physically there in person, that they can do it by Zoom or something like that. I don't know what those particular states are or which ones have those particular laws. I've sat through some discussions about this, and I know in the state of Georgia they were trying to get something like that passed, where people could basically be notarized online. But as far as I know, at this point in time, that he had to show up in person if it's being notarized. His signature's being notarized. It has to be in person, and they have to physically see you sign it. And it's not like you can do something like this online. So it has to be right there in person. So yeah, that's usually the way that it works. What really got Judge Grudge in trouble was that he gave LMOP legal advice when LMOP appeared in his court before Jeremy was, and that was before any of this happened right here. That's what got him in trouble. The biggest part of what got him in trouble. Joan, Megan, and Tug showed that case as well. Texas, you have to sign it in front of whomever notarizes your documents. Correct. That's why Judge sealed the TPO. Correct. Yeah.
Could you tell me, if you have a basis, why, from your perspective or from what you know about your need to be there, what was your need to be there, as opposed to all other forms of the ability to sign a document?
This is asking him to have a legal counsel. He's just saying, my attorney told me that I had to be there. That's all that you need to know. That's it.
Literally anywhere on the planet these days.
Well, thank you. I hope everyone is.
From my understanding, notarization in person with my lawyer and then filing in the Ohio courts.
Why couldn't you use a notary here in Florida with your lawyer here in Florida?
I did not ask that question, Your Honor.
So you're unaware of whether you could have done it that way?
I am unaware.
All right. Why is it not signed until December 1st?
My flight was booked prearranged for the date that you've been provided, and then the meetings were already set per date as well.
The meetings for December 1st?
Yes, sir.
So you did not have to be in Ohio on November 30th at 9 a.m.
Sir, I had to be at the Tampa airport for my flight at 9 a.m. So no, I did not need to be in Ohio at 9 a.m. I needed to be at the Tampa airport at 9 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, you really want a timeline, Judge. This is what got your ass in trouble.
So your lawyer's representation that you need to be in Ohio tomorrow morning, that was stated to this court at or about 4:45 to 5 p.m. on 11/29. So tomorrow morning would be
the 30th, which means that he had to be at the airport to get on a flight. It was already pre-booked for him to show up. This judge is an absolute idiot and wanting to pick straws. See, this is the kind of shenanigans that judges shouldn't be doing, because he wants to clear his docket. You know, I don't know why he would. He probably just wants to be done and get these people out of their damn life, out of his life. I mean, he would have every ability to if they continue defaming him.
a.m. of 11:30. You're stating under oath to this court you did not physically have to be there in Ohio on the morning of November 30th.
Your Honor, I had tickets pre-purchased, so to make my flight for my appearances in Ohio, there would not have, I don't believe there would have been another opportunity to actually fly into Ohio to be able to make my appearances on time.
The lawyer never used those words and said, well, Judge, just to be...
Oh, let's pick fucking things apart here. This little asshole that started this shit in the first place because of his misbehavior in the court got it thrown out. Yeah, it would have cost him thousands. But this is the thing. This judge doesn't care. That's the point. This judge does not give two shits. Yeah, he's beating a dead horse. This is the kind of shit that Jeremy's had to deal with on this crap. So whenever these assholes over there on the little Anti-Hales group, whenever they start throwing this kind of shit out there, they're overlooking the way that this judge behaved. They got him removed from this case and never being able to be on this case again, ever. Published on 3/7/2024. Judge removed finally on what the Hales. What was published? If you're talking about whenever Jeremy might have published something on his channel, or are you talking about the 3/7/2024, or are you talking about this is where the document says that the judge was removed? So it's on what the Hales' channel. Okay. The only thing Grudge was looking at to do was set precedent. Yeah, that's it. Who believes Feather tried to bribe Elemental P? No one but the Thomases. Well, maybe we got someone here that can help clear some stuff up. Hey, brother.
Yeah, if you're looking to me for help, you are up shit creek.
No, there's been, see, the thing is there's been so many people saying all these different timelines that the judge was removed in September of 2024. But of course, then the Fed 1 case was filed immediately after that. And I'm like, no, that can't be right, because this case was already happening in March of 2024. Like Fed 1 case was already happening in March of 2024. And yeah, he was already gone by then. The judge was already removed from the case by the time that by the time it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, I don't write this shit down. It's just I know the basics of it, and it really is. I mean, this guy's
he's such a shit.
He is a piece of shit. And again, it was either at the very end, shortly towards the end of this issue, or after the fact when he'd already got his balls busted, that he then goes on in another case with one of Jeremy Hale's former attorneys.
Yeah, Feather.
Yeah, in a case that is totally unrelated.
Mm-hmm.
But because, in my opinion, because he was an attorney for Jeremy Hales, he just starts utilizing that as a means of some type of retribution.
Yes.
And starts being a complete and utter cunt to this fucking attorney. And then he gets his balls busted again. DeThomas is a shitbag, plain and fucking simple.
Oh, yeah.
And this, of course, is the type of stuff that the other side does not want to point out or admit to. They just want to dance around it.
And that's
it doesn't matter what, and they still fawn over this piece of shit. He was fucking removed for a reason. He got his balls busted for a reason, and he's still, to my knowledge, on thin fucking ice.
Yeah.
So fuck this guy. I don't give a fuck if he's a judge. I don't have to be nice. I'm not an attorney. So fuck this guy. He's just a piece of shit.
I want to see BBB sue Josh Silverman. If that happens, the ultimate would be Mark Feather defending Silverman against BB in front of Judge Grudge. Well, LLP have to report any donations she gets from her post today to bankruptcy court. Well, I don't know. I'm not a bankruptcy attorney. I mean, it's more than likely she has to post anything and submit that to the court. Any income. So if she gets money through PayPal, Venmo, anything like that, every single one of those, she has to show every single one of those, because she's had those up for a while. Even if she changes them, she has to show that. Anything prior to her filing her bankruptcy, I think it's 3 years prior, she has to report every single bit of that. She has to claim it or disclaim it or whatever it might be, what the status of it is. Taxes, every single bit of those donations. And what will happen is, and the fleas are running a little scared on this, because all those donations that were brought in, that were sent in the name of Lynette, are open to scrutinizing. So they better have kept their damn books straight, because they keep saying, well, we've got receipts, we've got the books. Well, then if you got the books, then you should have no problem whenever those subpoenas come in to PayPal, to Venmo, to all of your accounts, whether they're opened or closed, every single one of them get scrutinized.
Well, therein lies part of the problem, because Flea is trying to split hairs on that. Oh, well, there's nothing that says hers or the child's name, or it doesn't fucking matter. You did fundraise, and I told you this is how the court and or jury was going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You did a fundraising. You did donations. You did whatever in the name of Lynette Preston and or that child. And if it was in the name of that child, the child's a minor, so therefore for Lynette Preston. Either way, whether it's in gift cards, whether it was cash out, right, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It's exactly how it's going to be seen. So for her to continue to try and back away from this and say, oh, well, my financials aren't going to, he's not going to get this, they're not going to get that, blah, blah, blah. Think again. And then apparently, I guess from some comment that I had made, what's up?
I want to pause just for a second. Megan, I have a question for you, because the chat seems to not be able to get this right, and my timeline is off. When was Judge Grudge removed? And when did this case end? It's pretty simple, because they keep saying that it was September of 2024. And I'm saying that this case was over before the beginning of Fed 1, which would have been in March. And even Angie has said the same thing, said that Fed 1, or this particular case, this original TRO that Vomit is out there spewing about Judge Grudge and Judge Davis, whenever Judge Davis came in. And I was also looking for that hearing with Judge Davis, because he's also claiming that Judge Davis, that that this just popped up out of nowhere, that there was no status conference or anything like that. And I know there was a video of that particular one. So if you've got that information, or you're just, well, you have the link, you can always jump in here. It's the older link, or I'll drop you a new one if you want to come in and correct my not understanding. Fed 1 started March 4, 2024. Correct. I know when Fed 1 started, but they're trying to say that this particular case was ongoing in September of 2024, but it was done by then. That's what I'm pretty sure happened. Should he send the link? Tell them folks. I'll send her a new link. And if she may be busy and not be able to, so if she's not able to, I completely understand. Give me just a second. I'll drop her a new one just in case the old one doesn't work, because I'm cool like that. See,
I had to spy on Just Jay for you. He's over there talking all kinds of shit. That guy's such an asshole.
Well, he has to. He has to be. There we go. I sent her a fresh one, so and she doesn't have to come on screen. I'm behind, but I'd like to point out, yes, she did come up with Judge Grudge's nickname and give me credit. So you got credit there, sweetheart. I think that because the chat views in this one continues the case is what's confusing them. Well, and that's the problem, because they've made such a mess out of all of their shit that I don't even think they know which way is up anymore.
No,
the pear needs to be made into applesauce. No, it would be pear sauce, wouldn't it?
He's so funny,
like baby food or something. No credit, only cash. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, Judge Grudge screwed this stuff up. Screwed up the pooch 9 ways to Sunday.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying was that, for them to think that apparently, I don't know, I guess they said something about some comment that I made, and then come to find out it was about that fucking fat little garden gnome that she's got, who's admitted multiple times to doing the books for. I can't recall exactly what she said word for word, but something to the effect of, I keep the books, or I do the books, and I know who's done what and where everything goes, and blah, blah. Well, congratulations, fucktard. You may have just brought yourself into this, because all those excuses or trying to run away, it didn't work for Al Capone's bookie either.
No, no, it didn't.
So don't be surprised, Tori, if your fat dumbass gets brought into this as well. Because you've admitted on multiple occasions to keeping the books.
Yeah, she's admitted to a lot of crap.
Plus, like I said, then they've had fucking paint chips over there running his cockwasher, talking about or hinting to the effect of moving money around, offshore accounts, blah, 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 blah. And even Flea has said that before about putting shit in other people's names, whether for Lynette or whomever else. But yeah, so congratulations. These people are fucking brilliant, just like fucking Lips. Yeah, she's a fucking genius.
Well, and here's where I think they screw up most often, and I laugh at it like hysterically almost every single time, is because they so much want to be something or somebody in all of this. They want to be part of this so much that they will either lie, make up shit, or try to bolster themselves, and in doing so incriminate every single action that they're doing.
Well, it goes back to what I said. I mean, they're too far into it now. They have to double down. They can't just back out of it. And it started out, in my opinion, as one of those that I've said before, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so they glommed onto this whole thing. Oh, my God, look, there's a child involved. We'll use this child because they've got some hard-on against the Hales.
Right.
I don't care whether you like Jeremy Hales or not.
Doesn't matter. You
guys that have been in here when he's been up here on channel or what have you. He and I have said that to each other. There are things that he says or does that I don't like or agree with, and vice versa. He said that about me or about Shizzy or whomever. Mm-hmm. It doesn't fucking matter. It all comes down to why things are where they are right now. And it started out with the bullshit from Lynette Preston and John Cook.
Yes.
And then all these other flies started sticking to their shit.
Yes.
And that's
And
exactly why it is where it is right now.
And I, you know, and I told everybody early on at the very beginning of the stream that my receipts that I was showing about the felon Gabriel Weeks got removed. That stream was removed because I got a claim on it that was cyber stalking and cyber harassment. So what happens is YouTube, if it finds something that could be considered that, they actually send you a nice little notification. They tell you how to correct it. And all it was is there was a couple of his victims, Gabriel Weeks's victims, the felon Gabriel Weeks's victims were listed on that paperwork that I showed. So I went in and I blocked that part of it out. It's still there, but I just blurred out their addresses so it wouldn't be shown. The victims' addresses are not there anymore. And immediately within the hour, those came right back up. I was even so kind as to thank YouTube, not only on Facebook, but on YouTube, on Twitter. I thanked them for them spotting that, because we can't catch every single thing. So that it got taken care of. So that whole stream is back up. There was quite a few views because I think there was a lot of people that didn't realize that Gabriel Weeks is an actual felon. It wasn't some civil dispute. But see, these are the kinds of things that happen with these folks, is they want to make sure that the truth does not come out.
Right.
You know,
which is why they skirt
receipts
around all this shit, and why the flea goes out there and starts shooting right off the bat, like we said the other day. What happened with this whole obituary thing? She starts blaming everybody under the sun. Yeah. She takes it all the way back to Jeremy. Well, it's Jeremy Hale's fault. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
And then
whenever she gets caught,
and then all she does is try and spin it and try and run interference, try and make up excuses.
And say, well, it was because Jeremy Hales was threatening her.
Yeah,
Jeremy Hales wasn't even talking about her.
No.
Like,
and it's the same thing with whatever's going on with this school shit. It doesn't matter either, right off the bat, because she apparently had said it herself. It doesn't matter whether or not he called or emailed or whatever. It all goes back to him. It's all his fault. And so this is what I'm saying. They utilize anyone and any means at all to fit their fucking narrative because they're too far into it now.
Angie, here's the thing. He pled no low contender, okay? Whenever you plead no low contender, it means that you are admitting guilt.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what she says. And it doesn't matter what she says that a judge says or thinks or what she's got for video. None of that shit matters.
No.
As I said the other day, as it sits right now, in accordance to Florida or the judicial system in general, if you plug this shit in, he is on felony probation right now at this moment.
Yes.
So none of her other shit fucking matters. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter how they feel. It's the same thing with John Cook and Lynette Preston. The Ohio courts, whether they like it or not, have found them guilty.
Well, and see, Big Al, the best part is I showed exactly where he is a felon. Of course, she was not going to show anything. They're not going, and as Yamaha just said, they will try to run all the kind of interference, but it's things like this that shows them how wrong they are at every single turn. Right. And this is what I've been saying since the beginning of this stream. The first thing that I said is that the reason why they do not want the receipts being showed is because that way they can spin the narrative however they want to, and they can say, we've shown all the proof and how horrible Jeremy is, how horrible all these other YouTubers are that are showing this information. Oh, they're cyber stalking. You ask for receipts. We show you receipts. And then you claim that you're being cyber stalked and harassed.
Yeah. Or bullied and all this other shit. Yeah. Well, it's just like how they keep trying to cover up and skirt around. How many fucking lawsuits are against Lips and her husband by all these entities and or individuals?
Well, let's see. They've got Seacoast, ABC. They've got 2 foreclosures. They've got Jeremy Hales. They've got I'm trying to think. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, something like one of those two. I can't remember if it's Fannie or Freddie. But yeah, just because
Plus individuals.
you know, like Jeremy Hales has only gone after her for frivolous litigation. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
somehow all this shit is his fault.
Well, of course, they're ducking and hiding as usual.
Right.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
No.
I never watched the Flea show or them. Period. Well, I've pulled up their stuff just because I'm like, what kind of bullshit are they saying now? And it's just like, it's constant. It's just constant lies to cover their ass.
Mm.
Yeah, Megan and Tug have been doing a great job on pulling all this information up. I wonder if Orange County parent contacted the school. See, I with Libs in her school shit, I don't know anything about it. It doesn't matter. I don't care if she works a damn job. Let her have the best time of her life. You know, my objection is with her shit is posting kids' face up on Facebook or YouTube or wherever the hell she's posting and thinking it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to let the parents deal with that. That's not my job. That's the school board's decision to deal with that crap. And if people are pointing it out to the school board, that's up to them. I don't condemn
if
it.
somebody's got a vested interest in it, or even just a community, I mean, somebody's got a community interest in it, then, whatever. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's what it's been, is spinning the narrative. I mean, this bullshit that Volmit wrote about Shocket, about Silverscam. That's their next play. That is their next play, is they're going to try to say none of this would have happened if Silverscam had not, done what he was supposed to do. And they're trying to base this off of some bullshit email that BBB sent to Silverscam. And said, why didn't you do X, Y, or Z? And he said, this is the deal I worked out with him. And if you don't like it, here's where you can pull up all that information. You pay the $35 and there you go. You can see exactly what was filed, what was pled. Piss off.
Well, and all this could have been stopped a long time ago if they would have had an actual competent judge in there. If they would have had, who was it, Davis or Grabe or whatever, instead of the Thomases, a lot of this shit would have been taken care of long ago. And may very well not be where it is right now.
No, it comes down to Dan Owens. If Dan Owens had actually followed the protective order.
Well, right.
Because the Thomas's stuff was over. That was handled. It was with that restraining order that was in place. And Daniel Owens making sure that the sheriffs did not do anything.
Right. Yeah, that too.
Allow her to run willy-nilly. It's the same way with Bolitho, allowing BBB to run willy-nilly. Venom, how you doing? See, that's where it gets ridiculous. It's like at any point in time, Dan Owens could have made a decision and made sure that they stopped her from acting and behaving the way that she was, and following through on the restraining orders.
Well, like Deaver Station 81 just said, they're all ashamed of nothing but offended by everything, and that's part of the thing.
Yeah,
you got the Flea over there running her cockwasher. Oh, if I'm wrong about something, then I'll admit to. Okay, so who have you apologized to for the obituary thing? Because right off the bat, throwing everybody under the sun involved in that, saying that it was all their fault, they're the ones that did it, they're the ones that signed this thing or posted it, whatever. You haven't apologized to anybody,
right?
And you owe a lot of apologies for that shit. But she won't do it.
Oh no,
she won't do it.
No, I mean they managed to scam them out. Their faithful followers out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And those people, maybe it's because they're so embarrassed that they were so easily duped that they've not come forward to stop it.
Yeah. I don't know.
They've just doubled down because Jeremy's such a bad person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they can't see or don't want to see it.
Yes.
They can't admit to it.
Oh, Well, if they admit to it, that means they have to admit to a lot of other shit too.
Yeah.
And that's been one of their biggest things.
Yeah.
But did you want to read the open letter that I have for Volman?
Oh, I don't care. Sure.
Because it's pretty damn good.
Okay.
I think it points out all of the imperative points that were made. You know, because I do that sometimes. Whenever I hit the wrong button, and then I'm probably just going to call it a day because man, it's been it's been over 3 hours.
Yeah.
At the point that we're finishing.
Yeah,
off.
you're already going. Oh man, Jay's such a liar. Oh, Shizzy's giving me a golden shower again, streaming right over me. You started before he did. I don't know why you take his shit.
I don't take his shit. I ignore him most of the time, and if I have to deal with him, all I do is just go over there and pee on his grave. after Yamaha buries him under a pile of pear skins or chicken skins, because he liked those chicken skins.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Open letter. The hallway hearsay hero of Polyflop. Oh, dear dumbass vomit. You've somehow slimed your way through an entire article and screeching about a Florida attorney's unethical cowardice and Polyflop bullshit while confessing between your pathetic lines that you weren't even in the goddamn courtroom. Mm-hmm. You don't have the transcripts, and your source is just Michelle told me on endless brain-dead repeat. You're not a reporter here. You're a bootlicking echo chamber for the Anti-Hale sewer chat. Let's eviscerate your headlines horse shit. Florida attorney Josh Silverman sold out his client. You can't even nail the client, you idiot. Lynette didn't hire him. Patty Plummer did. Patty dragged Silverman in after Lynette's own deposition in her restraining order fiasco. The same worthless order she later dumped like yesterday's trash. Or just piled it up around her trailer. So your fake-ass moral outrage is piled on a relationship you're too dumb to grasp, about a case you never bothered to research. In a courtroom, you were too chicken shit to enter. That's not journalism. That's delusional fanboy diarrhea with a byline. You regurgitate Lynette's script like a brainless puppet. Jeremy followed her around, made threats, phone calls, and more. Oh, Bet you get all excited about that.
Oh yeah, I bet he does. But he spanks that monkey really hard.
You never cough up a single exhibit. Not one real police report. Not one verified screenshot. Not one scrap of evidence that didn't crumble under cross. She had every shot in her own TRO farce and deposition in Fed 1 and Fed 2 clusterfucks. If she had the horror show you're peddling, those dockets would be stuffed with actual proof instead of her lame excuses, bullshit, and Fifth Amendment dodges. Mm-hmm. Instead, the harder this crap got scrutinized, the faster it imploded into vapor. You just recycled the moldy limp script and slathered it with your own stink.
Mm-hmm. Did.
Oh. That nice moldy Famunda cheese. Then there's your Judge Grudge fairy tale delusion. You want suckers to swallow that Jeremy slapped a YouTube nickname on him and magically booted the judge off the case.
It wasn't the case because it was Megan Fox that named him Judge Grudge.
And I'm pretty sure Jeremy Hales just doesn't have that kind of power. The record slaps you in the face. The judge torpedoed himself. Well, yes, he did. With his own idiocy. He scribbled crap he had no business writing. Took sides he shouldn't have touched. Well, and he shouldn't have been touching Lynette Preston anyway. And the court called him out for some YouTuber memed him.
Right here.
He was canned because,
You're
wait
right
a minute,
there.
what?
You're right here. Script
Called
crap.
him out for his, no, I read that part. Called him out for his amateur hour screw-ups. That's the part I missed.
Yes.
He wasn't yanked because some YouTuber memed him. He was canned because he smeared his own incompetence all over the page. You buried the truth because it wrecks your victim porn narrative.
It is.
Whining, he foolishly gave no reason and forced him off. Is your weasel way of dodging? The judge was a self-sabotaging moron.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's gut your great hallway betrayal melodrama. According to your fever dream, the apocalypse hit in seconds. Shockett yanks Silverman into the hall. Silverman storms back, snarls. Judge, we'll be here in a few seconds. You have to dismiss. And bam, the case dies before Lynette can whimper. That's not reporting. That's a trashy Netflix script puked up by a hack who only skimmed the cliff notes off of Act 3. What you conveniently gutted is the in-court huddle. There was a sit-down with Judge Davis. He was right there, hashing terms. He wasn't handing out a golden permanent injunction. He was visibly nauseated by the circus. He flat out said he didn't want to see their asses back in court over this steaming pile of bullshit. Yes, he did. Mm-hmm. That's the vibe of a judge staring at mutual idiocy, not some pure as snow victim being betrayed by her lawyer. When a judge labels your mess bullshit and warns everyone to stay the hell away, that's the antithesis of whatever.
The judge.
This is the judge. You were one heartbeat from a triumphant restraining order until Silverman stabbed you in the back. Yeah. And that show cause setup is crucial, you moron. You hyped the day like Lynette was strutting to victory in a slam dunk crusade and Silverman folded like a cheap suit. Reality check. By the time Patty shelled out for reinforcements, the TRO was already a rotting corpse. Lynette had tanked her depot so spectacularly that Patty panicked. We need a real lawyer. A show cause hearing isn't crown you eternal victim. It's just justify why this shouldn't explode in your lying face.
Sort of like Paint Ship does on his.
If Silverman eyeballed the judge's disgust, the zero evidence, the booby traps Lynette planted in her own testimony, and advised, bail now. That's not cowardice. That's saving her from total annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
You also twist a routine courtroom leash into some ominous YouTube gag order conspiracy. The judge muttering he doesn't want this bullshit conference turned into clickbait fodder is just bog standard. Judges hate their off-record chats getting chopped for views. But you inflate, don't YouTube this meeting into Hales defied a sacred judicial edict without flashing one shred of paper proving any real ban or fallout. No order, no contempt, no nothing. Just, Michelle told me he warned them. And Jeremy posted anyway. You pimp out bench gossip as holy writ because your story is too flaccid without the drama.
It is all flaccid.
And Viagra's not going to help you with that. And then your Bubbles cameo reeks of desperation. You crow that BBB emailed Silverman pleading for zealous rep, like that proves jack shit beyond Bubbles being a clueless interloper. By your own drivel, he wasn't lead counsel. He wasn't facing the judge's wrath. He's the armchair quarterback firing off lectures after Lynette already demolished her own case. When Silverman fires back, he doesn't sound like a cornered rat. He sounds like a pro who knows the deal, why it went down, and where the transcripts live if some carpetbagging clown wants to second guess. If BBB is so righteous and ballsy, he can act like a real lawyer. Yeah, like that'll ever happen.
Yeah.
Yank the record, digest it, and file something legit instead of whining from your Substack shitter. You know the real scam here. Lynette filed a TRO, drove it into the ditch, dismissed it herself, and has been milking that flop as a victim, trophy, and donation magnet ever since. Bubbles spin that one dud into endless federal delays, jerking everyone through service scams and sideshows instead of dropping actual proof and letting a judge end it. The Anti-Hales cult has been rattling their beggar cups over this fairy tale for a year, teasing mountains of evidence that never materialized, while howling, "Polyflop!" at anyone who dares demand the docket.
My flop is so floppity and it's polyflopping.
That prolapse again. And the only one dropping real receipts is Jeremy, the guy you slime as litigating for content. He's filing complaints, attaching proof, and stepping into courts where bullshit gets consequences. Well, sometimes. Bubbles still has his upcomings.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, you, the self-crowned hallway hearsay hero, respect my authority!
Oh, yeah.
Keep vomiting third-hand fanfic from hearings you skipped. Staring at a client who killed her own case. Still hasn't produced the evidence you swear is gospel. You want polyflop? Stare in the mirror, you moron. A bar-battered YouTube clown car, a TRO that self-destructed, a hired gun lawyer cleaning up a mess he didn't make, and you, cobbling it with, "Michelle told me."
So smart.
That lying bitch always tells the truth, and hawking it as truth. Yeah, there you go.
Wait until she comes after his money.
That ain't watchdog journalism. It's just another Anti-Hales lullaby for docket allergic dipshits. Sincerely, Shizzy Wiznut, the Velcro shoe-wearing, short bus-scheduled, window-licking YouTube idiot who still bothers to read the court record before screaming unethical cowardice. And forever, your fucking daddy.
Oh, yeah. Love this man.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
Yes, way to go. Good
job. Well, there you go.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. I know it sucks that one person can ruin an entire experience. Who's trying to ruin experiences again? Whatever happened to the Patty that was involved in West case? She came all the way back to Otter Creek. It is like West Patty, and that kid fell off the face of the earth. I don't know. See, I don't know, Coyote. I am lost. Okay, I'm lost. Who's broccoli?
Well, she offered shit, and they I can't remember how that whole thing went, but she offered, and they basically, from my interpretation, basically told her, don't bother, piss off. Because they weren't going to do anything.
I believe that's correct. I believe that's correct. They basically said they weren't going to do anything multiple times. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, they're talking about the one that Crook pulled the pew pew out on.
Yeah.
Exposing that to an 8-year-old child. Yeah. They basically said they weren't going to do anything. And so they were just like, well, when the hell is the point of even showing back up? Yeah. Linda says, yeah, you're right. Yeah, BBB threatened West with a lawsuit. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me if he did something like that. He does that. He threatens people with a lawsuit whenever he, and that's, that's all he's got.
Yeah.
Because to be able to show all of the kind of proof, he all he has to say is, I'll just keep this in court forever, and it'll cost you more money if you just drop it. You don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just go away.
Well, and then it doesn't matter anyway, because that's what was said in the very beginning, of him getting involved in all this shit. And the same with Lips. Well, if you guys, if you talk about this the way we want you to, if you do things the way that we want, you give us a platform that we want, well, you don't have to worry about getting sued.
Oh, that's what they
read
told
between
him.
the lines. That's exactly what they were going to. And then they went ahead and have gone around and tried to sue people anyway. So,
yeah. And it's all a big giant game for them, as far as I can tell. And the worst part about this is they will continue doing this. It's not like they're going to stop. They've got no.
Mickey Windley is right. Dan Owens, then again, he dropped that case. Yeah. And they make a big deal about it. Well, John was locked up for 40 days. Well, that wasn't fucking long enough, in my opinion. No. And it should have been prosecuted to the full extent. That motherfucker's ass should be sitting in prison right now.
Mm-hmm. But that just makes them think that they're untouchable now.
Yeah. Well, they get this idea, people especially who live in places where you've got to stand your ground, which is, whatever. However, there are still criteria that have to be met in that. Just because somebody's driving down a fucking road or walking down a road doesn't mean you just get to pull your weapon on them.
Nope. And from what I remember of that, he showed up, he signed whatever guest book, went over to where the turtle rescue was, and opened up the thing to see what kind of donations they had. Maybe they were just looking to donate. Maybe they were just curious. Doesn't matter.
No.
Crook pulled a pew-pew out on him with a child.
Yeah.
And then they try to say, oh, well, it was because it was like falling, and I mean, their stories will constantly change to fit whenever they get caught, whenever they get called out, whenever there's proof of the things that are claimed, all of a sudden it becomes, well, it was because of this, it was because of that. Like, it is like a nonstop. Every time you debunk one of their bullshit lies, it gets called out again and again. Mm-hmm. It's no different than the fleas talking about Gabe. Oh, he's not a felon. No, he is a fucking felon. You can try to word it any way you want to. He is a felon. That is a felony offense.
You cop the plea, and that's what you take, and you're on felony probation. I mean, because that, like I said the other day, that happens all the time with civil cases. Yeah, they just put you on felony probation. And it also goes back to even last year with that Christmas shit. And people were coming out after the fact and noticing that, wow, gee, it seems like Lynette's got a bunch of stuff in her shithole over there at the flea market that she's selling. Oh, no, that's old stuff. That was stuff that they replaced with whatever. And people kept talking about it, and then they were saying, oh, well, if you're saying that, then that's defamation, that's slander. You're lying, blah. And then what? Here recently, it's been the whole walk around of, oh, well, no, we knew about that. That was the plan all along. Yeah, they were going to be given stuff that she could sell. It's like, what the fuck? You can't even keep your bullshit fucking straight, and you're constantly spinning.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But these people, their brains don't go past like the 3 months back. They can't think that far back.
I wouldn't even say that far. No.
Like you can take this stuff back to whenever they were first doing all the fundraising back during what was it, October, November. They were doing their HG Christmas fundraising and raising money for the damn fence and all kinds of crap.
Else. Yeah. And
we got the fence built. It cost $20,000. That was the narrative. Hell, we showed exactly what they got built. And it looked janky as fuck. March 1st, 2024. Final injunction hearing canceled due to Whitmar 2024. March 2024. Let's see. right there. Kinjehu says March 1st, 2024, final injunction hearing canceled due to writ Mar, 2024 writ filed March, Fed 1. August 7th, 2024. Dumbass removed 424 injunction case over 724 BB Bober Hawk VJ. I don't know what this all means. I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't, because nobody can view those files because they've been pulled from the docket. You can't see them. They've been sealed. But I'm sure Jeremy can correct them on this because he was there. I think some of the PRs in here, of course, because they've got it. They've got the whole job is to confuse.
Mm-hmm.
The whole job is to confuse everybody on what's going on.
And, yep.
That's why I said, you could ask, you could go and pull up the actual documents that are known. And I'm pretty sure that it shows a different timeline. It's the same little timeline that they try to spread about Lips. Oh, Lips didn't get involved in this until whatever time that, she first showed up. No, she was creating the whole Hodunk shit for months before that.
Yeah, she was involved in that before.
Exactly.
Well, plus the whole Bully Busters thing and all that shit.
Oh, yeah, the Bully Buster shit. Well, and that stuff was already out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were promoting the ever-living shit out of it, though. We've got something new coming up. Oh, it's going to be big. Oh, do you see?
Well, and you knew that she was lying about that, too. Oh, I have no idea who this Bully Busters is, but, oh, it's so great. She's lying out her ass. She knew exactly who it was.
Yeah, she was the one that created it. I mean, this...
No, I'm talking about the Flea. The Flea was saying that.
Well, you notice that all that shit got removed off of most of their channels, or they privated it. Like, you go in there and show whenever they first started showing the Hodunks. Well, they started pulling all those out of the way. Let's hide that shit. Thank you so much. Maybe not says like, share, subscribe. Let's get Shizzy to 10,000 subs before Christmas. Hell, even before the New Year. That would make a great New Year's present, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Get 10,000 subs.
Yeah.
And I would have a good one. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Maybe not. That's so nice of you. Felisa likes her distorted lives as her timelines. Keyword her timeline, not the actual facts. Exactly. Jeremy Hales has it all. Yeah. I mean, if he doesn't have it, the rest of the people have it. I want 10K before Thursday. That would be hilarious. Oh my God. No, it amazes me that there's still people that are buying into their bullshit. And I honestly don't think there's that many that are buying into their bullshit anymore. Oh, well, thank you.
Well, that goes back to what I said. They're kind of stuck because they either, for whatever reason, they can't, or they don't want to see that they're wrong. It's too late. They're too far into it.
Well, yeah, they
accept the fact that they're
for their bullshit.
Excuse me. Well, I'm just talking about like some of their supporters. They just can't wrap their head around the fact that they were wrong. They can't accept that. Nope. Again, I don't give a fuck whether you like Jeremy Hales or not. None of this, where it is right now, has anything to do with that. I don't care who he was married to before. I don't care about any of that shit. None of that stuff has anything to do with why things are where they are right now. And it starts at the very foundation of Lynette Preston and John Cook and all their bullshit.
Yes.
That's where it sets. That's where it stems from. Plain and
simple. Says email is sent. Okay, let's see what the email is right here. Because I'm happy to make sure that I've got it right. But I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty wrong. Let's see. February 28th injunction hearing. No, that's not whenever the TRO started. Yeah, we're talking about the TRO, Kenji. Sorry. Okay, so I think that's right. Let me look. Kinky. I think that's kinky. Yeah, okay, got it. Let's see. Sorry, YouTube chat limits characters. February. Oh, okay, because this person, I trust exactly what you're saying. Good. No, I know who this is. So February 28th, 2024 injunction hearing. That was the injunction hearing. Okay. March 1st, 2024, final injunction hearing canceled due to writ. March 1st, 2024, writ was filed. March 4th, Fed case 1. August 7th, 2024, dumbass was removed. But wasn't the case over by then? Because that's what I'm trying to get at. I think the case was already over. Like I know that dumbass was removed, Judge Grudge was removed. And this is right here. This is right here who I'm talking to. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So what we have is the injunction case was over. So the TRO was over in September of 2024. That's correct? Because I thought that the Fed case was over. That's what my understanding was. That the Fed case was already started. Fed case 1 was started. Judge Grudge was off the case in 2023. That's what I was thinking. Like it was that they made the agreement and early on. If they would have kept their sorry ass in Northport, everyone would be living their lives, except for the people in Northport would have to deal with their shit.
Well, and that was part of the problem. Much bigger area. They had more eyes getting in on them and getting hip to their bullshit because they were doing the same kind of shit. Oh, give us money for our turtle shit. They had that little turtle thing going there. John Crook out there fucking sitting there trying to grift the same. He's in this shit up to his eyeballs. He can say whatever he wants.
Okay.
But they were doing that same kind of shit in fucking Northport. Well, they were getting more eyes. They had, in my opinion, they had to get out of Dodge. I mean, why else are you going to take and sell a house other than trying to get away from the situation, end up in the shithole that they're in right now, and trying to, right from the very beginning, glom onto and grift off, scam off of Jeremy Hales in their name?
Right.
I mean, that was part of the whole thing. In my opinion, they had to get out of Northport.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was, the walls were closing in.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Part of the reason was as well as stalking for Jeremy for money. Yeah, that was one of the big things. One of the reasons why, and Jamie even mentioned that, said, hey, this is why she wanted to go there, is because she was framing it as I'm starting fresh, and there's this great YouTuber and he does so many things for people that work for him and help him out, and that's what I'm going to do is go help him out. That's the impression that I got from all of those conversations, was that, she saw Jeremy Hales as being a way for her to get out of the shit situation that she was in, and doing, hopefully, she would become part of their Hales group, learn how to, buy and sell things and become part of that. Except, whenever you actually don't work because, you're too fucking incompetent to do anything. Yeah, save the child. Save the child has always been just a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry, it's a crock of bullshit that they're using that child as a fucking shield and a sword at the same goddamn time. I'm sorry, I don't buy a single bit of it.
Yeah, because they were doing that exact same thing along with all the turtle shit and all the other stuff. That's what they were doing there in Northport too.
It's never been about that child. None of it. None of it's ever been about that child except using that child. That's it. How much money are you getting paid to have that child? Because I don't know what fucking court would allow a child into that kind of situation. Like, what adoption agency would allow basically going from bad to bad? Like the location changed, but not the situation. Because they've been well exposed to drug dealers, drug addicts, drug shit going on that property. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, no big deal.
Yeah. Well, that's where, in my opinion, DCF has dropped the ball.
Yeah, but what are they supposed to do at this point?
So,
I mean, they dropped the ball long before the child got there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's been so many videos, whether from law enforcement body cams or whatever, that has shown the conditions of that place and what they're talking about doing. They should have long ago gone in cahoots with law enforcement and got a warrant to go on that property. But no, they just show up, And of course, she won't allow them on the property. And without a warrant, they can't just go walking in there or court order.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't think it's going to get much better. I mean, but
well, that's what I was saying with a lot of this stuff. The more the walls close in, the more desperate that people become in situations like this. Bad things can happen.
Yep.
You've seen how that goes.
Yep. And I fear the day that we have to report on that.
No. It's a possibility. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
It's a reality.
But if you'll just leave me alone, I can do this all on my own. No, you've been exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it goes to show, whenever you look at all this, the amount of shenanigans that they've put themselves into, the amount of legal remedies that they've sought, whether it be, fighting against criminal acts or anything else like that. It is absolutely crazy. Let me see that one right there. Okay, so here we go right here. Order of dismissal was 9/7. I'm looking at the document. That's what I was wondering about. This is a different case, I think. No, it's the same one. Okay. I'm looking at it here. Order of dismissal, fourth. Okay. Order of dismissal, the fourth external temporary injunction. Okay. No, notice of 320 response for production, 4/4/2024. But this wasn't this 3/29/2024 respondent second motion for sanctions. But were the sanctions against the judge? Like whenever Judge Davis ended this, whenever that came down, the actual, because I think some of this had to do with I'm just looking at what was already screenshot. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because the order of dismissal of the fourth extension of temporary injunction. So that was the extension of a temporary injunction. That was done. The opinion was 8/28/9/4/2024 is whenever the dismissal of the fourth extension of a temporary injunction. But I think that was just for the injunction. I was talking about whenever they settled this out. See, I'm confused now. But that makes more sense. So it appears that it was still happening. I'll pull it up so that way I can share with what I'm looking at. Oh, damn it. Son of a bitch. Share right here. Let's see this right here. So there it is right there. It says order of dismissal of the fourth extension temporary injunction was 9/4/2024. And that's the case right there. It was filed 9/7/2023. It took almost a year to get that to handle. Great stream today, even without the dragon there.
Yeah, well, fine. I just won't show up anymore then. Whatever.
Yeah, let's see how it is, Rickles.
Whatever. I'm just a piece of meat anyway.
Oh well, somebody's got to be a piece of meat. might as well be the dragon. Hey, Shizzy, Yamaha chat. Good to see you, Jenny 9. So order dismissal was the fourth, but yeah, it says 3/29 respondent second motion for sanctions. Notice of a 3/29/2024 response to request for production. Notice of availability for a shocket. There was an opinion. Judge Davis was assigned on 8/8/2024. Order of reassignment to Judge Davis. Order setting hearing at 9/4/2024, 9/4/20. Yeah, okay, 1 p.m. And then on that day, there was order dismissal for the fourth extension of the temporary injunction. So yeah, that is, you guys are right. It was September of 2024. So Deuce was already involved in this. Deuce was already involved in this at this point in time.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. It's the same
told
with
me.
Lips.
Somebody told me that
he was
wasn't
behind
possible.
the scenes. Nah,
He was full on in the
too.
goddamn case.
Well, I'm just saying, even before then, in my opinion, he was dinking around behind the scenes before then.
Yeah, he was all full on in the case already.
Yeah.
Temporary order dropped August 2024.
Just like he's been doing now, and shouldn't be.
No, MASH. I just showed you. I just showed you right now. Just showed you. Judge Davis is the one that ended the case, and that was on 9/4 of 2024. That's whenever it ended. September. Temporary order. No, that was on the 4th, 9/4. I'm pretty sure. Now you might be right on the August, but it was done by that time. There's no filings after that. That's the last filing that came in. Yeah, Bruce was harassing Larry. Yeah. Don't go anywhere. Ladies would string you up. It's sickening and heartbreaking to know the child will be able to Google herself one day. Horrible. I'd probably change my name.
Yeah.
People should not put their private lives online. Well, you can thank Lynette for that shit. Lynette's the reason why that child has been placed online.
Exactly.
And she wants to blame anybody for that. It is her own actions.
It's her fault. Yep. You're the one that brought the kid into it.
Don't
talk about the child. Don't talk about my child. But before she ever left Northport, she was boasting about this child. So don't give me that shit. Mm-hmm.
Pro Hoc Vice was 9/4/2025. Okay. Well, let's see here, because we actually have that one right here. And let's see. Give me a second. Let me apply this really quick so we can show you. Right here. Save right there. Let's see. I'm going to prove you wrong, just so you know that I'm going to prove you wrong on his Pro Hoc Vice was 9/4/2025 would be wrong. Okay, it would be 2024. Think about what you just said. You're wrong. Pro Hoc. Now he might have lost his Pro Hoc Vice status in September of 2025, but right here I can prove you wrong on that.
Yeah, I don't even remember when he lost it, but yeah, it was before then.
Yeah, right here. You see, Pro Hoc Vice right here. And if you look, the date is 9/4/2020, 9/7/2024. So you might be saying that he removed it in 9/4/2025. Yeah, but he was still Pro Hoc Vice back in 9/7/2024. And if you look, this one right here, you got this one right here, which is the order. And you also got the same filing, which you can tell by the writing that this was written by Deuce. Because he got really bent out of shape about this right here. This little motion that he put in here got his ass handed to him, and he knew it. Because this isn't something that they filed. Now he wasn't her official attorney. As you can see, he's bent out of shape because he says, would counsel say the same thing if the motion were filed by an attorney, not a pro se litigant? This is Bruce's language right here. This is Bruce trying to write behind the scenes, as you can see, playing for YouTube audience by including baseless accusations. Undersigned opinions don't exist, should be of concern to the court. This is all Bruce's handwriting, all over it. This is him. Well, HG just turned 6 in November, Florida. Well, somebody needs to tell Lynette, because she still claims the child is 5.
Yeah, that was
And you can see that this is more bullshit that he wrote right here.
Stupid. She didn't know the age of her own child.
You can tell by that one right there. That was put in motion for leave of take deposition of plaintiff. That was filed right here, 9/14/2024. Got this one that was redacted, and basically him telling him no, all of your bullshit is bullshit. And that comes from this one right here. More of Deuce's writing. 3/9/2024, he was dealing with this shit. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Right here. It's a good thing I wasn't on screen because I would have doxed somebody. It's a good thing it wasn't on screen. Yeah, 3/9/2024. This is his writing right here. This is the kind of crap that got him in all kinds of shitloads of trouble. Yeah, tell me this isn't him filing this. Why? Because he likes to put in there Northern District of Florida, not Gainesville Division. This is his kind of bullshit. 3/26 is whenever he's dealing with it. This right here. This was put in 4/1/2027. 2024. Right here. Defendant has made bare bones allegations. The complaint has no allegation, blah, blah, blah. Then also the motion states, see this one right here. And this is what I was telling you, that he got bent out of shape, that he got called out on. Because he even furthers on to say, would a counsel say the same thing if the motion were filed by an attorney, not a pro se litigant? Yeah. Yeah, he was involved in this shit. He was trying to ghostwrite this kind of crap, and Lynette's already admitted that he was ghostwriting this shit. She's already admitted to it.
Yep.
Okay. So I mean, you know, we can call it for what it is. Yes, applied save, continue. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. This just pisses me off whenever I'm trying to close a document. It's wanting me to save everything. There we go. Finally. It's like, do you want to save? Do you want to save? Yes. Oh, thank you, Debbie Baker. Oh my gosh. Gifted 5 memberships. Oh, and oh my gosh. Debbie Baker, thank you so much. She was so wonderful. She also sent a $25 super chat. So thank you very much, Debbie Baker, for the $25 super chat cash out. Thank you very much. It is well appreciated. And she's absolutely awesome. Yeah, show her some
kick
love.
in for his pressure washer because he's tired of getting out there and scrubbing on his hands and knees every time I crap on his porch. So that'll go a long way. Thank you.
And I did have a wonderful dinner with my wife the other night. That was thanks to Debbie Baker. She gave a very generous super chat, and I was very generous in treating my wife. I'm telling you, she enjoyed it. Speaking of treating my wife, I've got to go spend a little bit of time with her today. And Sunday, if you're able to make it, Yamaha, that'd be great. I understand that you do have a busy life, but 9 o'clock Sunday, Dictionary Diva, Volstorm, Mo and the Deep End are all going to be on. And you are welcome to join us, Yamaha, if you'd like. We are going over Dictionary Diva's book, and Dictionary Diva and Yamaha wrote it. It has something to do about casserole.
No, I didn't. Oh, you mean Ballstorm?
Ballstorm, yeah. Volstorm.
I didn't write anything.
I didn't write a damn thing, man. We give me too much credit. I read, I don't write.
Yeah, it's like Jay last night when he's sitting there whining and crying and begging and pleading, so I finally made an appearance, whatever. And then he wants to put his show in my lap while he goes off and, I don't know, plays with himself or something. I'm like, dude,
why would he
wash
do
my
such a
hands
thing?
of this shit show. I'm not in charge of anything.
No, I'm just an idiot with the microphone. That's what I keep telling everybody. Oh, have you seen the latest video?
Which one? The one about the Viking butt stuff? I brought that up last night, but Rogue Mama was getting apparently she was going to start apparently complaining to HR. She was feeling sexually harassed or whatever.
Well, she should feel sexually harassed.
And,
I mean, it is all about the
I brought that one up.
I mean, here we go. I'll leave us on this wonderful piece here. Let me do this.
Well, thank you all. We'll see you later.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. Let me see if I've got the actual video file for it, so that way I don't have to pull it up on the YouTubes. I can just pull it up on the video file. Because damn, it's awesome. Videos. And I have to go down here because I have so many files and folders that I have to keep track of. It's insane.
Suzuki Sam.
Suzuki Sam.
Is that my pseudonym? My nom de plume.
All right, here we go with the best video made this week, maybe.
What shall we do with the ginger cycle?
Breastfeed him.
Yes.
What shall we do with the ginger cycle?
Early in the morning, boobies, titties, pass the cup around. Jonesy's sucking where the law said bound. Boobies, titties, courtroom sound. 15 months in the brig he's found. Met her down by carrying off on track. Bottle in her hand, no turning back. Just 10 minutes, the psycho said. On your bosom before I'm fed. Boobies, titties, pass the rum around. Jonesy's hunger was outlaw bound. Boobies, titties, judge lay down. Back in the jail, ye psycho clown.
Messenger whispers in the night. Facebook secrets out of sight. Mother and son or caregiver. Breastfed lust made the sailors quiver.
Boobies, titties.
He broke the chain. Restraining order went down the drain.
Boobies, titties.
His court did say,
Jones, your teen is 3 years away. So raise your glass to the strangest crime. A ginger psycho out of his mind. Breastfed once, then twice. But prison walls are the sailor's pride.
Those legs, muscular legs. She looks pissed right here. Go, girl.
Hey ho, breastfed Jones.
The glass of milk at the very end. It just, yeah. See you guys soon.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread, I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddies forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda, will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.
No sense.